Happy New Jewish New Year, not Newish Jew Year.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
301 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on I never looked forward to a Monday more than I did this weekend, Monday. That's what it feels like, right? I mean, how bad was this weekend? If you're a Met fan, you didn't have anything to worry about because your team couldn't even make the playoffs. The football teams just continue to embarrass themselves, and the Yankees are facing elimination. We had the conversation on Friday. Where are we going to be? Up 2-0, 0-2, 1-1? How about giving up 23 runs in 2 games? Other than that, how's everybody doing? All right?
Not great. No.
Not great, Bob.
This was yesterday felt like a lost day, didn't it?
Oh,
well, maybe again, no, I don't know for you. But it like yesterday's a day where, I mean, I don't even think it's the 4th inning. And I got up and I said, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh,
like I already wasted the 1 o'clock hour or the 1 o'clock time slot watching. I turned the Jet thing off. I just stuck with the Giants the whole way. It's the Giants in red zone. Honestly, I'm saying this and I'm dead. I've said it from the start. I don't want to spend 5 minutes on the Jets today or any other day for the rest of the season. Not worth it. Until they get their act right, which you could tell they're not. The battleship it'd be sinking. Don't waste my time anymore with telling me any optimism you have about the current iteration of this team. Okay, moving on.
All right.
But the Yankee part of it, it's the incredible contrast of mood from Friday to Monday is unreal. And it does feel like the season is over. The series is over based on what I saw in Toronto.
Well, you give up 23 runs, right, Peter? I mean, it's tough to believe. You still believe because they've done it before, 2017 against the then Indians. They came back from 0-2 to be able to win that series, and they usually never get swept. So you figure if you could just win one game and then you put a little pressure on Toronto. But it just feels like the Blue Jays are a completely different animal to the Red Sox. And also, that city has not been kind to the Yankees all year long. Remember, they got swept in a 4-game series for the first time ever in Toronto
Tried
this
to
season.
tell you it's personal. Tried to tell you.
And would you guys have ever imagined, though, the batting? Okay, I think we expected, expect the unexpected when it comes to the bats in the playoffs for this team. We are used to that. But if we were going to say that Max Fried was going to get absolutely rocked, I don't know if that's what anyone would have had in the cards.
No, this is what you got him for, right? You got him for the regular season, but a guy that was great in 21 when they won the World Series with the Atlanta Braves. He wasn't great, but he was good. Not great in the postseason in his history, but he's your ace, and you want your ace. A certain of expectations are leveled upon those types of players, and he was good in the Red Sox series, and he just gave you nothing.
Nothing. He didn't want to be there. You saw it in his eyes. He didn't want to be there. He did not want anything to do with that atmosphere and what the Blue Jays had for him, which I'm not big on conspiracy theories, but I'll say this because it's a cliche. They hit him like they knew it was coming. They hit him like they knew it was coming. So either they're doing what Schneider kind of has accused the Yankees of doing, which is legal sign stealing. And they knew exactly what to read from what he was throwing, or almost every Yankee pitcher was throwing.
Well, I don't
Or they were incredibly prepared for this series, which tells you how much they wanted the Yankees.
Yeah, and they've been wanting them, and they had a chip on their shoulder. We talked about it over the weekend, and the only reason I was apprehensive about the Blue Jays, we've seen this act from them before, and it not really amount to anything in the playoffs, but in the first 2 games, man, 23 runs. And we're going to take your calls at 1-800-919-3776, and even though they're still alive, a lot of Yankee fans feel like Allen does, that the season's over.
Well, give me a reason, because just do the math. Rodon has to keep you alive. This series comes back to Yankee Stadium, different atmosphere. Rodon on the mound, 18-game winner. You hope that they don't have a book on him, right? Because they prepared for this series. And you hope that he can handle the stress and pressure of winning that game. He was good in Game 2 against the Red Sox. Then you have Schlittler. That's where you can believe, maybe. Who's in Game 5?
Because it's back in Toronto, you're going to go back. You're still going to go to Max Fried. You can't not go to Fried.
You're not going to Heel.
Well, it's going to be a whole hands on deck, right? So you're going to go to Fried with a short leash.
Heel couldn't even get out of the third inning.
And Warren with a short leash.
They wouldn't let Heel get out of the third inning, which tells you all they need to know about what they think of his stuff and his ability to go to give you any length. Fried, they look like they know everything he's throwing, and he looked like he wanted nothing to do with that atmosphere. You're going to put him back in there for Game 5, and you're going to believe that he can win that game.
What other choice do you have?
You don't.
You don't have any
But
choice.
I'm not talking about choices the Yankees have. I'm talking about the reality of what
decisions they make. Right, the things that they've done.
The reality of this series makes you feel like, how the hell are they really going to come back to win
Don't even
this
think of it that way. I mean, you've been around sports long enough to know when you get into these types of series, when you're facing elimination, whether it's down 3-0 or down, in this case, 0-2 in a best of 5, all you're thinking about is tomorrow. Can I win a game tomorrow? And the answer is yes, you can. Rodon was good against Boston. You've played well against the Blue Jays at Yankee Stadium. Win a game in advance to Wednesday. That's all you should be thinking about. And then if we are fortunate enough to get to Wednesday, same thing. Just win a game, and we'll worry about Game 5. We can't have the audacity who's pitching in Game 5. We're not even sure there's going to be a Game 4.
Oh, hang on a second, audacity. Who asked me about coming back to win the series? That's why I told you. Why don't I have a lot of faith? That's why. Because even if they forced a Game 5, you're back in the crucible with the guy who didn't want to be there.
Right. So, but we're just trying to win a game tomorrow, and Rodon's on the mound. That's all you're looking to do. But right now, we assess blame. And listening to Michael driving in, of course, everybody wants Boone fired. Everyone wants Cashman fired. But now the narrative has shifted to something I think has a lot of nuance to it, and that is Aaron Judge, who is batting .440, and no one in the postseason has more hits than he does.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, it seems like the crosshairs, at least from a player's standpoint, seem to be on him because of the strikeout on Saturday, which was an awful strikeout. Bases loaded, nobody out, you're down 2-0, work the count full, and you swing at an awful pitch, which you never see Judge do. All right? The hits that he has so far in this series have just been basically singles. Didn't have a great field moment yesterday. But when you give up 23 runs in 2 games, guys, you can be disappointed in Judge not hitting home runs and typical Aaron Judge not hitting a big spot. And I'll give you the narrative maybe changes if he hits the ball 600 feet on Saturday and they take a 4-2 lead. But, guys, when you've given up 23 runs in 2 games, shouldn't we be looking at the pitching and how Fried gave you nothing and Heel gave you nothing and your bullpen has been awful? Isn't that where the crosshairs should be before we start talking about Aaron Judge not getting extra base hits, not hitting home runs, and not driving in a ton of runs? When you give up that many, shouldn't it be on your pitching staff and your starters for not giving you a shot in either of these 2 games?
Don, we know that is the most reasonable answer, but we also, this whole season, knew how important this playoff would be for Aaron Judge. And he is graded on a reverse curve that is unfortunately of his own doing because of the last decade of baseball. And so even though he has all the hits, I mean, Alan, there was that one at-bat, was it Saturday or Sunday? I can't remember which at-bat it was, where he came up short with men in scoring position again. And I just over text could feel the exasperation from Alan of just, this is what this guy does all year long, and then we're here, and he's quiet in the big spot. So while the blame, of course, has to be on the pitching more than anything, you certainly understand the frustration of fans who just cannot see the guy come up with a big hit in a big spot.
Don, you have the right approach when it comes to focusing mostly on the pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if we give Judge a moment there, bases loaded, in the 6th in game 1, and he comes through, Weaver still comes in the game in the 7th and blows the hell up.
Right.
Right? And that's a decision that Boone made. And I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how you go back to you cannot play him anymore. He's going through it. He thinks he's tipping pitches. Now they're trying to get him to change things so he doesn't tip the pitches, which is now messing with his mechanics. He is a mess right now. You can't put him on the mound. And so you put him out there, and we already started against the Red Sox. Mess. Put him out there in that situation, you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And so what if Judge comes through and they take a lead? They go up 3-2. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They put up a crooked number in the 7th. It was over at that point. All because, you cannot trust the guys you think you can trust in that bullpen.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should be happy or, defending Judge and saying, give him MVP award for having the most hits of anybody in the postseason. I'm just saying that there's a lot of other problems. And that was an awful at-bat. And if they end up losing tomorrow, that's going to be the signature moment for Judge, striking out with the bases loaded.
That'll be the one everybody
remembers. But let's
remembers.
just say, for sake of argument, he did what he was supposed to do and take that pitch. And he walks. Then it's 2-1.
Yep.
And then Bellinger walks. It's 2-2. But this team has not been able to get many big hits.
Well, it's 2-2.
If Bellinger because Bellinger walks to make it 2-1. They got out of that inning. They didn't even take. It was 2-1.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if
Judge also walked one in.
Good.
So now you're fully in fallacy of the predetermined outcome.
No question. I'm just saying you're criticizing him for swinging at ball 4. So he wasn't. You're not criticizing him for not hitting a home run on that pitch. You're criticizing him for not taking that pitch. So all he could have done, really, unless you wanted a home run earlier in the at-bat. Then again, I'm not saying he hasn't been great in other situations either. The way things have been going for the entire offense, outside of when the game's 13-2, and now all of a sudden everything's coming together because the Blue Jays are throwing the underbelly of their bullpen because they don't care. They're up 11 runs. They've got the game won already.
Right.
All I'm saying is there's a lot of bad. But Judge, to me, is a few rungs down from what is the biggest problem is that outside of the last game against Boston, you did not get quality starts. Your ace completely spit the bit. And the team that you're going up against has scored 23 runs in 2 games, and now you've got to turn that faucet off and win 3 straight. Otherwise, this season comes to a crashing halt.
And I think if you're a Yankees fan, you have every right to be pissed off on every level.
Every level,
If you want to call for jobs, call for jobs. This is the kind of frustration that builds up over the course of not just 2 games. This is built up over the course of a full season of seeing it and knowing it and hoping you don't see it when it matters most. And then you go to Toronto, and there it is again. It's the clueless at-bats. It's a team that looks terribly unprepared. They've seen Gausman 5 times this year. 5 times.
And Judge has hit him.
And think about it. They've seen him 5 times, and yet it looked like the first time they've ever seen him. I get the kid yesterday. He's savage pitch. He was unreal.
That was incredible.
He had a Schlittler like day, and that's fine. But like after a while, you would think the first time through the order, you kind of, all right, I see what he's doing. They had no clue. And please, I don't want to hear about how, they didn't have that pitching machine that they have back at the stadium where it can show you arm angle and you can get some swings again. Like were they doing this in the set? I'm sorry. Was there a point where like Bob Lemon was like, if only we had that pitching machine? Is that what Billy Martin was saying? Did Joe Torre say that?
No,
if only we had that pitching machine, maybe we'd have some better swings on this kid.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? Because I went after the Mets for this last week. I'm going to do the same thing for the Yankee fans, too. Because I see it on social media. I know it's a cesspool, but believe me, we get the same phone calls and all that. All we hear, we're the New York Yankees. We have a different standard than everybody else. That's what Alan Hahn, my partner here, says all the time. We're the New York Yankees. Mm-hmm. And now we're making excuses. Oh, there's the hotel in center field. They're probably stealing pitches. They're stealing signs just like the Astros did. Something Fugazi's going on here. Oh, we don't have the same batting. Don't make excuses. You're the New York Yankees. You're not supposed to make excuses. Built to win. And I think having Cashman and having Boone all the time ends up being a same kind of scapegoat. You've got the personnel. There is no reason that this Yankee team, even with Cole hurt, that this Yankee team should be embarrassed by the Blue Jays. So you're telling me the Blue Jays are that much better? Well, the regular season showed
you
have the same record.
No, they are.
But you saw during the course of the year that this Blue Jays team was better.
Mm-hmm.
This Blue Jays team isn't scared of you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
This Blue Jays team is ready to play. How about you come to play? Maybe the big bad Yankees is good for the play for the fans, Peter, and for the media and for the talk show hosts of the world. But the Yankees have to start playing like what the name on the front of their jersey is. And if you're New York Yankees, go out there and play. You don't make excuses. You go out there and you win and you play well. So instead of always blaming the manager and always saying, well, Cashman built the wrong team, how about looking at these players and saying, why don't you guys play to the back of your baseball card? You hold Judge accountable. Why don't you hold everybody else accountable, too?
How's Grisham doing in the postseason?
Exactly.
Nobody
This guy
brings him
was
up.
a big surprise all year. All of them. Really, who? Can you just say, all right, that guy's playing above his pay grade. That's the guy that's actually coming to play. And listen, the Red Sox series went your way.
How about Stan?
Yeah,
we wax poetic about Stan.
Oh, Hall of Fame. If he gets the 500,
Yeah.
where's
He's
he been this
awful.
postseason?
Yeah, everybody deserves blame. But I just
That's what I'm saying. Well, how about doing that instead of just
You're
blaming
right.
the same people all the time? Judge doesn't end the postseason. Boone's awful.
I know.
Fire
It's
Cashman.
the same
Hal
things.
doesn't care. It's the same garbage
Same
all
narrative.
the time.
And it's also a lot of times what you see in the media, too, are the excuses you talk about. There's lack of accountability of just like, you know what, we weren't prepared. We weren't ready for this. No, to have to come up with, go back to the 81 World Series, Fernando Valenzuela. Nobody had ever seen him, right? Was Bob Lemon saying that? We'd never seen him, so, if only we had our pitch machine. Give me a break. Sometimes you just go, you know what, kid was freaking good.
That's what maybe
It was good. We had to be better, and we weren't. We had to just be able to match zeros, and our ace couldn't do it.
We got a guy that they might hand a Cy Young Award to, by the way, at the end of the season, right?
He couldn't do it. And you know what? The guy who couldn't wait to get out of the game against Boston couldn't wait to get out of this one either. He didn't want to be there. You see his face. You see him just on the mound. He did not want to be there. And you look at his playoff numbers, and now you know why. That's the stuff, to me, you want to focus on. Because if he does get the ball in Game 5, it's going to be in Toronto, and he better bring it. Strap up and bring it. Because that was a bad look for him. For Max Fried, bad look. Don't tell me about pitching machines. Give me a break.
I mean,
that's the stuff I can't stand. Give me some accountability for once.
But for the record, Don, this has been set. This has sort of been the Yankee fan conversation for a while. Let's not forget, not even the fan. The organization, in my opinion, has always talked about the allegations against the Astros too much. I'm sorry, for the New York Yankees, for the greatest franchise in all of sports, they have been comfortable living in a we've been robbed world over the last 5 or 6 years. On multiple occasions it comes up. And we all know there was some shady stuff around the Astros, but it still was weak when they complained about it. And now you're seeing it again in this moment. And Don, so much for the idea of, and you said this, and it's not like I'm giving you a hard time for it. It made sense. I don't know. It's a long break for the Blue Jays. They obviously took advantage of that break.
Yes, they did.
In every way possible.
I told you this was personal for them. I told you guys this on Friday. This team wanted the Yankees. They might have been disappointed if the Yankees lost that series to the Red Sox. They want them. This is their time right now. They wanted the Yankees because they want to beat them so they can use it as the launching pad for what they feel like is their time. And they know. Everybody wants to talk about the Yankees. Everyone wants to give the Yankees credit. They were ready for this. That was an ambush up there in Toronto. They were ready. You weren't. That's all you need to say as a team. We were not ready for this.
And they should also have a chip on their shoulder. Blue Jays owned them during the course of the regular season. You lost the division to them. Another team that finds a way to get better within the division. You should have had a chip on your shoulder from the beginning of the year when the way you lost the World Series to the Dodgers and they danced
happened.
on your grave.
I told you. Didn't I say that last year?
So maybe it's time.
That never happened either.
We criticized, at least with an air of criticism, that the Blue Jays and the city of Toronto, they got the chip on their shoulder. They're always thinking that somebody's out to get us. Well, give them credit. If that's the narrative that they used it, and they used it well.
Oh, yeah.
All right? You got to do more than just show up. Vlad Guerrero doesn't like the Yankees. Guess what? He showed you how much he doesn't like you by bashing a dent into the baseball every time he came up to home plate.
Incredible.
All right? Maybe it's fugazi. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe you can't stand it. But give him credit. They used that, and they look like a team that was not going to be denied. Well, you know what? How about the Yankees doing that starting tomorrow? And they be the team that's not going to be denied. And they're the team that's going to want to take it. They did it with the Red Sox. Now do it with Toronto. It's not impossible. It's been done before. 3 straight wins. You got 2 of them at home. You've played well against them at home. Matter of fact, you won a series against them at home not that long ago. Take care of business. And if we get to a Game 5, then we have to wonder who's going to pitch and all that. But let's get there. Don't go quietly into that good night and hearing about excuses and telescopes in the hotel and all the the garbage that we always end up hearing, or that it's a crapshoot. Hey, it's the postseason. It's just a crapshoot. Or we'll get them next time. It's time for them maybe to walk around and have a bit of a chip on their shoulder. Maybe it's time for them to be the little engine that could, because you know what? That's what they looked like over the weekend when they allowed 23 runs. They look like the team that plays in another country. They look like a team that didn't belong. So now they've got the opportunity, because as fleeting as it is, they're still breathing. And don't let the door open a crack, otherwise you knock it down. That's the team you want to see play baseball tomorrow. I know it's kind of a football cliche, but you know what? Some big boys on that side. Let's see it happen. 1-800-919-3776. We got a big show. We're hoping to hear from Tim Kirchin at some point during the course of the show, find out what he thinks about not just the Yankees, but the postseason in general. It's been pretty interesting, especially over the weekend. There's a lot of interesting baseball being played. We'll get into the football. We got to put our hazmat suit on first, and when we do that, we'll go into the swamp that is New York football. We're also going to have an NFL binge coming up at 4:30. We're going to try to condense.
I've never looked forward to it more, Don. I've never looked forward to it more.
There's a lot going on. I got a hot take about football that I'm going to say for you. I didn't even bring it up during the meeting, but there's something that nobody's talking about. I wish they would, because it's not. Listen, this preseason is extending now into a second month. I mean, the football's been really ugly. A lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties, a lot of poor play, and
like
a lot
the
of
kickers with the story early. Now it's about like fumbles.
Yeah, it's fumbles and let's drop the ball before we score.
How many times does this have to happen?
It's really the
how many times does that have to happen?
Well, apparently not enough, because it happens every week.
Somebody needs to explain to me why that's supposed to be such a great, fun play that it becomes a habit for so many of these guys.
It's just stupid.
Letting go of the ball at the goal line.
And we got to condense it all in 3 hours, because at 6 o'clock we're handing it off to Phillies and Dodgers. All of it right here on ESPN New York.
And Don, let me jump in here for a second, because I have an ad brought to you by BetterHelp, all right? October 10th is World Mental Health Day. And this year, we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you, so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps you identify your needs and preferences, and their 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from their licensed, tailored recommendations. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. All right? This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree, they're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
A dime dropped right down the chimney by Justin Fields to Garrett Wilson, and the Jets have the lead. Be at MetLife Stadium for the Jets and the Panthers on Sunday, October 19th at 1 p.m., presented by JetBlue. Get to the game early and secure the game giveaway, a JetBlue Jets plane magnet while supplies last. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Biggest issue right now, 287 westbound in Westchester County. Right after 684 in Harrison, overturned tractor-trailer taking out all lanes. Traffic is stopped from before the Hutch, Westchester Avenue, your best alternate around that situation. Inbound George roadwork on the upper deck about 10 to 15 minutes. Looking really good heading over to the outbound side on the southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. West Side Highway northbound, just some minor slowdowns from the 70s. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels about 10 to 15 minutes each. 287 southbound, crawling in Jersey right before Route 80 in Parsippany. Flipped over truck blocking a lane by exit 42. You're backed up into Boonton. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
What if you could instantly find whatever you need exactly when you need it? We're talking everything from parking spots to holiday gifts to the perfect shoes in your size. Think of all the time you'd save. While you may never instantly find these things, if you're hiring, you can find qualified candidates right away with ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology works fast to find top talent, and their advanced resume database lets you unlock top candidates' contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
All
right. I like when he holds it.
It feels like it's getting longer, doesn't it, Peter?
Whoa, okay. I mean, I doubt you'd have to tell me.
Really?
But
congratulations.
I've never.
I didn't know that happened with age.
What's funny about that is that I asked the question, but what makes it a real funny drop is I'm asking you.
I know.
I showed you.
No, yeah. You're asking me to judge.
Conversations in the men's room during the
break. By the way, or were you asking about me? You know what I mean? It could have been either way.
Right.
You know, it's hard to say.
And I'm obviously literally measuring it against maybe the last time I saw it. Right?
It's like you turned to Peter and said, hey, what do you think? Feels bigger? Feels longer? What do you think? And Peter's like,
you know what?
Last time I saw it,
I don't know if anybody heard that because I just saw a mad rush to the board. But you know what? I'm proud of what I did.
Good for you.
No locals in action tonight. So just imagine the Jets and Giants playing again today. It's that same kind of feel, emptiness. But we do have coverage of the Dodgers and the Phillies game 2 right after us at 6 o'clock. That'll be followed by the Cubs and the Brewers at 9. So we'll join that in progress. That Philly-Dodger game was really interesting on Saturday. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
So you remember Tony Ann called about the wedding invitation?
Yes. There it is.
It arrived.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So 15th November in Andover, New Jersey. Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a nice area over there.
So now I have to send a gift.
Northwest New Jersey.
I have to send a gift now, right?
Yes.
Either way, you're sending a gift? Look at you.
Well, you got the invitation. So he's going to send it to the club. But this is part of the scam that is, the wedding industry. That he now has, it's a moral imperative that he send a gift. Now, you could pretend to be outside the tri-state area and send a toaster, but in the tri-state area, gift is only money. You know, when you leave the New York area,
does feel like
Peter to tell you, you go wedding, it's like candlesticks, place setting.
Yeah.
You know,
No, here it's an envelope.
I one time saw a buddy of mine in California. The gift that he got was his invitation in a frame. I'm like, hey, we went all out. No, just give us the cash. We're good, right? Peter, you've learned that.
No, listen. I learned it. I didn't know. The fact is, I didn't know.
And now you know, and that's why you got married here.
Yeah, but now I've learned you're 100% correct. It's only if you're from the tri-state, it's cash, and it's expected to minimum cover each plate.
Yeah,
minimum.
So
that's all. I'll have to find a way
so
to get
so
this.
you
It's a
just
very
got
nice invitation. Very nice.
So because of this phone call,
yeah,
because Tony Ann just reached out and casually invited you to her wedding, knowing you really were very unlikely to go.
Well, her husband too.
You're now in it for 150 minimum. Wow.
Was this 1996?
I know, and I know Alan. I've known Alan.
Well, they're in Andover, New Jersey. I don't know what a plate is down there. It could be 150.
It's more up there, but it's he's definitely he's going to be north of 200.
I see. All right, we got an address here. So, all right.
What a racket!
And
he got hustled into. Alan just got hustled into. Alan was just robbed on the radio, Don, for $200.
Just got mugged
to his head. Give me the money. He just got mugged on the radio.
And the thing is, Peter, and we should be happy about it because we're spared. But why do we get spared? Why was Alan singled out?
They like Alan.
But you had a chance of tripling your amount by sending all of us an invitation.
Good point.
Right? And I'm a Jersey guy too.
You know I wasn't sending it. So
we did give the. I mean, that's how I got it here. It was sent to the studio.
Yeah,
true.
So
could have easily been us, Don.
I was just gonna say, man, you go for it and send multiple. Andrew and Anthony, Jacob, get them involved too. Heck, get Winthrop, send the whole station.
Why not?
You got some extra ones. All right, let's get to the busy phones. People are red hot. Let's go to Anthony in the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York. You get it started off here on Don and Rosenberg. What's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas? You know, Michael K. spent 2 hours trying to tell the Yankee fans how we should feel. Please, don't tell us how we should feel. Let us express ourselves. And Alan, you're right when you said ambush, but that was only the first night we was ambushed. The second night we were just embarrassed. And for me, goes back to Judge. I don't blame just Judge because our ace, didn't show up and he looked nervous. Mm-hmm. But Judge, the thing is, and here's a scenario, or here's a narrative that can't be changed until Judge change it. Look at the first baseman on the other side. That's a big game player doing big things. Judge haven't done that since he's been a Yankee. Until he does it, that narrative is not going to change. He's not a big game pitcher. And a big game player.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And there's a lot of blame to go around, gentlemen. There's a lot of blame to go around.
For sure.
It's such a weird conversation because you're not wrong, but he's also batting .440 and he's got more hits than anybody else. And he had the big hit. Granted, it could have been an error, but it was a hit that led to a run that helped you win a game against the Red Sox. So he hasn't been awful, but he's the most prolific home run hitter we've seen.
He's the face of the franchise
in a long time.
And he's going to take the heat when the team loses.
But I just think,
and he had a big moment in game. He had a big moment. And
it was a big moment.
Failed miserably.
You know,
like not even like, hit one to the track. Like it wasn't. He failed miserably in that one at bat. Everything else pales because none of it had the same impact as that at bat would have had. And that's why on a day like today, for today, he gets held accountable. That's just how it's supposed to work. That's all. He's supposed to be held accountable for today for what he did over the weekend or lacked to do in an important spot. And a chance to flip momentum, put a little pressure on the other team. Let everybody know, hey, I'm still the reigning MVP. He had an awful at-bat.
Understood.
That's it. There's nothing more to say. It doesn't mean you hate him. Doesn't mean you think he sucks. Doesn't mean you don't believe in him. It just means for right now,
no, I get it.
You got to face the music. You got to hear it.
You know what? But then Bellinger walks, all right? And then, Ben Rice pops out, and then Stanton, Mr. October.
Rice's at-bat was bad, too.
And he strikes out.
Yep.
All right, so what could have been a really big inning, bases loaded, nobody out, We're going to single out Judge for striking out.
Why?
Can't kill Bellinger because he walked.
Don, he's the face of the franchise.
I understand that.
He's going to have to face that. He's got to take that
But the fallacy
pressure.
of the predetermined outcome is if he takes that pitch and walks, Bellinger walks, it's 2-2, but then, Rice pops out, Stanton strikes out. There's a chance that they only score 2 runs, and then they still put up another 8 runs in that game. I'm just saying there's a lot to complain about, and Judge is somebody you can complain about. But you gave up 23 runs in 2 games in Toronto.
No, we already
Your
know.
ace that they're going to hand a Cy Young to in a month from now completely spit the bit.
Yep.
In a big game, could not get you out of the first inning.
Right.
You're down 5-0 in a blink of an eye. So why aren't you complaining about that?
Well, we only took 1 call.
But I'm just saying, it's not just that it was all day. I'm taking in information all over the place.
I'm sorry.
We know.
Yeah.
And by the way, was that caller telling the truth? Was Michael doing a lot of you can't be mad at this person, you can't be mad at that person?
Well, because he was fielding calls on, fire Cashman, fire Boone, that whole gag. But when I did what little I did here, because I got off to a late start today, was that why don't you blame the players? So if you're blaming the players, then
fine.
I guess Judge would have to fall into that category.
And I'm in complete agreement with that. But I also feel like today's a day where just let people vent.
Oh, yeah.
Let them go.
Let them vent.
You want to kill Boone? Go kill Boone. You want to kill Cashman. Because you're frustrated by it, and you get it. Everybody's on the carpet right now. Everybody.
No, you're right.
They might even be on the plastic.
All
but you're
I'm
on.
saying is that it's a completely different animal, 3 games to 5 games. But this sounds eerily similar to the Game 1 loss to the Red Sox, where we're doing a post-mortem on the season, and then what do? They got off the mat, won the next 2 games, all right? This is a lot harder because it's 3 straight against a much better team.
Yeah.
But let's save all of that, what to do after they lose, for when they finally lose. But right now, let's focus on the 2 games and why they're down 0-2, and is there any way that they can come back from this? Juan in White Plains, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Juan?
Hey, Peter, Don, and Hahn. You guys are premium radio content, and it is a privilege to be here speaking with you today. I spoke to Michael Kay today on his show right before yours. He disagreed with me, and it's because he didn't let me finish my point. But the point that I'm going to make on your show is that Max Fried is a pitcher that has suffered from blister injuries. He's had 5 of his last 7. He's dealt with blister injuries. Last night in the Post, Max Fried told the New York Post he prides himself in keeping guys off balance and throwing these pitches that keep these players off balance. And he threw his sinker for 99 miles an hour last night. So he overcompensated on a pitch where you do not have to put your fingertips on the seams. So he threw the sinker, the hardest he ever has all year last night. Okay? And you might say, well, why would they start him and why would they hide an injury like this? Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but they gave Max Fried $200 million last year. He is your ace and the Cy Young. Okay? So it would be catastrophic, I think, in the playoffs right now not to let him go in that game, see what he can do, which was absolutely nothing. And that's what happened last night. I know this sounds like an excuse, but this is backed by historical data. Okay, he suffered from blister injuries last night. He said,
I heard you the first time around. So you made right. So the blister thing that he went through was more of like late July, August. Yeah. He had not had that issue after that, and he was amped up, which is why all his numbers were off the charts. He was overthrowing, and that suggests to me it has nothing to do with a blister. That suggests to me that the atmosphere got to him.
Well,
everything he was throwing was like at a ridiculous number.
I think the evidence backs you up. And plus, he went 6 1/3, 4 hits, no runs, and 6 strikeouts in the game against the Red Sox. It wasn't a perfect performance by any stretch. He did walk 3, but there was no conversation about a blister or issues then.
No.
Now, maybe he does. I don't know. But, Peter, you're out there, you're pitching. Again, stop with the damn excuses.
You know it's a blister when he's going to his hand.
Prior to today, prior to this weekend, yesterday I should say, in his last 10 games, the most runs he gave up was 3, about 5, like a month ago. So
no, he's been very good.
I don't think the blister's been killing him.
Yeah, no, I think he was just the atmosphere there. Look at his eyes, look the way he was pacing them out. He looked rattled. He did not look comfortable at all. Mission accomplished if you're Toronto.
Yeah. Dave in the car. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm laughing because your screener said, how do you think the phone call is going to go? I said, I'll get hung up on, no big deal. But Don is right. Yes, the pitching is getting bombed all over the place, and that's the bottom line of this whole situation. But here's my whole thing with the media, and I had a problem with the media all year long. It's the same thing every time. When Gino Auriemma was talking about Sue Bird going into the Hall of Fame, he mentioned this as the third point. You have to be a clutch player in order to be a tremendously great player. Has this guy, Aaron Judge, indirectly or directly had any hit this postseason that led to a Yankee win? Or done anything in the field that led to a Yankee win? The answer is no.
Well, the game 2.
Now
you could say that was an error.
A 6-year-old girl would have caught that ball in left field. It's an error. Anybody would say it's an error. I don't care if
I don't disagree.
Princess is an idiot. He said it's an error. It's an error. It's an error. They felt bad for the guy. They gave him a hit. It's an error. Okay?
Official scores don't feel bad.
I want to ask Alan one question.
Official scores don't feel bad for people. That's not how this works.
That's not how it
Just
works.
so you know.
Alan, let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
Here's the question for Alan, because the other guy will just hang up on me. I know you don't want me to go back to George, but I'm going to go back to George. If George was alive and had his brain, what would he be saying since Judge was a Yankee? Well, you remember what he said about Winfield. What would he be saying? Would he be happy about Aaron Judge the way you are? You think he's better than Bonds, he's better than Jeter, he's better than Mickey Mantle, he's better than all these crazy guys that are out of your mind.
Better than Mantle? Never heard that.
Well, hitting wise.
What would you do?
Hitting wise. But no, he asked a question. I think after a weekend like this, Steinbrenner would be obviously beside himself. He'd have, like what Jerry Jones does, he'd have the media around him, and he would say what he's going to say. They're going to ask him all kinds of questions, and he'd be frustrated. He'd be angry. I don't think somebody like Judge, who he probably would love, just like he loved Jeter, he'd love Judge, but he would be frustrated with him. He wouldn't treat him like he did Hideki Arabu. I can tell you he wouldn't do that.
So what?
What about Winfield?
No, I don't think he would ever go back to the Winfield thing.
You know the history. His hatred for Winfield ended up getting him suspended from Major League Baseball. Right, so you'd feel good.
He wouldn't call him Mr. May. He wouldn't do it.
Right, but let's say he did. Let's say he called him Mr. May. Let's say he ripped Judge a new one. What good would that do?
Yeah.
If Judge got a base hit, not even a home run, maybe that game's not 12-2.
So you're not going to answer my question.
Around.
You don't want to engage in conversation because I asked you a direct question.
What is it? What's the question?
All right, so he rips Judge. How does that help the situation? Makes you feel better because Judge gets ripped.
It doesn't help at all, but that's George's personality. And Alan Hahn is right.
But George's personality.
This is the only team in sports history that is held to a higher standard. Not
so,
hockey,
but I want to know how it benefits. Dave, how does it benefit?
It's not going to benefit the team at all.
It makes you feel good, but
so what was the point of the question?
You want me? I just answered the question. It's not going to help the team, but George would get on HUD Judge. I guarantee you he would.
Okay, and that would make you feel good. But I'm wondering how would it help?
I don't blame Boone for none of this. I don't blame Boone at all. I think he's a good manager.
How would it help?
I like Boone.
All right, but I'm just saying, how would it help?
It's not going to help.
So I don't. So why do anything?
Don't you get it, Don? Don, don't you get it? It's because
at least there's somebody in the world out there that would say something about this guy.
But I like to be a little bit more productive. Dave, I'm not going to get into a fight with you, okay? And we hung up on you because it was going nowhere, not because we disagreed. Because I didn't know because you wouldn't answer my question. All right, so you'd feel good that your owner ripped into your best player.
Yeah, it's the pound of flesh, Don.
And you bring up Dave Winfield, who we went out and hired a private investigator and eventually got himself suspended from Major League Baseball. I love these Yankee fans. What would George do? There was a time where George would ruin the franchise because of saying these things, and nobody would want to come play for the Yankees because he was saying these things. That's why I'm asking you the question: what good would it do? You want to trade him? You want to release him? Then you're talking about doing something, Peter. But by ripping Aaron Judge, who's got, it's 7 years left on his contract, I want to know how that helps him and how that helps the team.
I'm seeing this in the chat on YouTube, and I think it's important we mention it. I think Dave should be nominated for worst caller ever. It might be time to switch the sign. Yeah, that is a horrible, ridiculous call.
Okay, update the
sign.
He
never got to the point that he was trying to make, which was on the slug beater, was that the Judge should be traded. Because that's what I was trying to get him to say.
He's not going to do
which
that.
he didn't have the guts to say.
That was
gutless. George would have traded him. And that'd be so stupid. First of all, the first 162 games of the season do matter. So when he goes out and hits 60 home runs, it's a lot of money in your pocket, and you do go to the playoffs.
Can I just say a couple things?
And none of his hits in the wins against the Red Sox, Don, none of them contributed to
Plus,
the win.
where would all and in the package you would get back, Alan, where would all these guys play?
Everywhere. You play them all, Don. Bat 12, 13, whatever.
Go ahead, Alan.
It's a pound of flesh thing that fans want when they're mad and no one's holding the players accountable because they can't. That's all they want. They want somebody to yell at them publicly, the public flogging. And the last time George did it was Hideki Irabu. How'd that work out?
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out well at all. It didn't help. Didn't do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something that is the right thing for an organization to do. But it makes you feel good in the moment because you're like, good, he's facing the music. But that's not how it works in sports.
Not anymore.
When he does something wrong in the stadium and you boo, that's the pound of flesh you're getting. So let that go. And oh, by the way, judging pressure, stop it. The guy was chasing 62 home runs down the stretch of a regular season. And he knew nobody wanted to pitch to him. He knew nobody. Like, think about all. And he felt the pressure every at-bat that he had to break this record. And he came through. Now, you could say that was individual, it was personal, it didn't matter to the team and all that stuff, fine. But it still was pressure moments for him. So he has proven he can. In pressure moments in the playoffs, teams are not pitching to him. They are throwing him things that they know either he can't resist, but there's no way he's going to hit it. And that's what he dealt with in that at-bat. And there's a part of you, ask yourself deep down, bases loaded, nobody out, and I'm the man. I'm really taking that pitch, or if I see it and has a chance to be anywhere near the plate, I'm sending this thing all the way to Montreal.
Yeah.
That's what he was thinking because he knows I got to be the hero. But he couldn't lay off. But ask yourself, I'm going to lay off and pass the baton. The hell with that, you're going to do that. And he knows deep down, they're not expecting me to do this. I have to make a play here. He's putting pressure on himself to swing that bat.
And the amazing thing is that I think Gausman was cool with walking him.
Well, you saw the pitch.
Yeah.
Knee high and then out of the zone. But that's the problem. He wanted it too much. That's it.
But
so don't talk about pressure and all that stuff. That's ridiculous. And no, George would not be yelling and screaming. He would not have big headlines about. He would not dare to call him Mr. May. Dave Winfield with the Yankees, by the way. How many playoff games? After 81. How many?
Oh,
zero.
So
like he called him Mr. May for that reason. Because he never had an October.
1-800. Go ahead, Peter.
Real quick, I'm sorry, just while we're still on this subject. To the Daves of the world and everyone, Don, who calls about this, what would George do thing. You know what George did that led to the glory of the Yankees? He brought in Brian Cashman, who is still leading this team. This is what George wanted. This is who was entrusted by the Steinbrenners to lead this thing in the Steinbrenner way. I'm sorry. The whole idea of screaming because of what George did. Alan, how many, during the years of Steinbrenner's craziness, how much success was there for this team?
Well, no.
They reminisce on it like the Yankees were winning the World Series every year.
It was Gene Michael, and Gene Michael and Watson. Like they really set the groundwork here. Cashman worked for them, moved up quickly, and when Watson didn't want to do it anymore, he passed it on to Cashman, who was probably too young for the job when it mattered, but he's turned it into a long career. Yes.
1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get it on the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Option required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
One 877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
The Fox Nation Patriot Awards returns for a new year.
Are you ready to get the show started?
Join host Sean Hannity and special guests and be part of the celebration live in New York. Tickets are available now. Go to foxnation.com/Patriot Awards.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Not just one of these nights, one of these weekends for the locals. Losses across the board, but of course the Yankees the topic because they're facing elimination tomorrow. All over it beginning at 3 as far as the preview, but still kind of the post-mortem of the weekend. We'll get into the football of it all coming up at 4:30 with our NFL binge. We're out at 6 because we've got Phillies and Dodgers here on ESPN New York. But let's get back to the busy phones and talk to Eddie. He's in Massapequa. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Eddie?
Going on, fellas. I have to go right back to what Alan was just saying about Judge and you would take that pitch. That's the whole point. Aaron Judge has a great eye. During the regular season, he doesn't chase pitches.
Yep.
He was trying to do too much, and how deflating is that for the rest of the lineup when we have nobody out, bases loaded, and our guy, instead of just taking the pitch, getting a run, then Bellinger walked on 4 straight, then it's Stanton 2-2, nobody out, bases loaded. Our captain is garbage in the playoffs.
Well, aside from the last line you gave, because I'm not going to say that about Aaron Judge, but the rest of it, what you said, it's a fair point to make about what it does to the rest of the group, because you know everybody was on the top step. I completely get what you're saying, that he does have a good eye. that usually he knows, but those pitches he has a hard time laying off, man. We have seen him strike out on those many times because it's as if he wants it too much. Now, again, I'm not making an excuse for him. I told you, he belongs on the carpet with everybody else today.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm not going to call him garbage. It's the only thing I'm going to disagree with you on. But you make a good point.
But also, you can make the case that it's been his approach, which is to not hit home runs and to make contact, is the reason why he's got so many hits and doesn't have the home runs, is because I think his approach has been different, and he strayed from that by, I don't want to take the pitch, I don't want to walk, I want to be able to hit the ball 600 feet, and that was not the right approach in that particular moment.
Like would you put yourself in that moment? Just put yourself in that moment, and you know everybody, this whole Yankee universe, bases loaded, nobody out in the playoffs in a game one. Everybody's wanting, I got to do something here, and taking a pitch.
You know what happened?
That's not really it.
Here's what I think happened. Is he's thinking he's gonna throw me a fastball. He doesn't want to walk me. I think Gausman wanted to walk him.
That's a good point.
Rather than give him a fastball, because he wasn't hitting. Even if he made contact with that, maybe he fouls it off. He wasn't hitting that ball anywhere.
That's a great point.
The last thing he expected was that pitch. He figures he's going to groove one and I'm going to smash it, and he got caught. He guessed wrong, and when you guess wrong, you look bad, and that's what happened.
But isn't that sort of the point? Like, he needs to have the big boy moment where if you know what you're going through and you know what that moment is, you err on the side of caution and take the pitch?
No, because then what if you take her down the middle and it was a fastball you could have mashed? I just think that he guessed, and he got it wrong. And again, I'm not defending him, but here's the thing, Peter. What have you said? What's been the narrative offensively for the Yankees for a decade in the postseason?
Yeah, they don't hit in the postseason.
They don't hit. And the only one that hit Stanton. Well, guess what? Stanton's not hitting either now. All right?
No.
But Stanton gets a pass because he's got a history of hitting in the postseason. But this year hasn't done anything. As a matter of fact, the one time he made contact, he decided to be mesmerized by what he thought was going to be a home run, almost got thrown out of second base. But we don't bash Stanton because he's got a history. But Stanton's killing his team. Can't play the field. He's only can DH, and he's not doing it. And nobody's hitting.
150.
Is Jazz hitting the way he did in the regular season? Is Grisham hitting the way he did in the regular season? I get Judge makes more money than everybody else. And I also get that Judge is a masher during the regular season, and he has been awful in the postseason. But I don't understand why he's the narrative of this 0-2 start to this series when they've given up 23 runs. And there's the possibility, Peter, that if he did take that walk,
they'd still
they lose 10-3 instead of 10-2.
For sure. Again, by the way,
and there'd be happens.
And Alan, there'd be people complaining like, "Really, you're taking walks in that spot? Like, let's knock some people in."
I'm telling you, I gotta believe he'll never admit it. So I gotta believe that's in the back of his mind, saying, "I need to do something big here," and he was kind of amped up for it. That's all. But the next game with the kid on the mound, 22-year-old, you're savage. 11. You struck out 11 times in the first 15 outs. 11. Swing and miss, like the amount of swing and miss they had. Like, I know he was good, and I know the overhand. I get it. Like the whole approach. 11 times. Like nothing. You must have been really that fooled. Like that fooled by this kid. Unreal.
And then the stat. Then the game was over. Right. They're down 13-2, and then they come back and make it 13-7 because. Basically, Judge, Bellinger, and Rice ended up going 7 for 7 with 5 RBIs. Oh, thank you. After you're down 13-2.
Well, against the bottom of their bullpen.
Yeah, because they didn't care at that point because they had an 11-run lead. 1-800-919-3776. The NFL binge coming up at 4:30. Take it till 6, and then it's Phillies-Dodgers on ESPN New York.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is the Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same-day and next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. J. Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
Out here, it's football season, where nothing beats backyard grilling, gathering around the fire pit, and cheering on your favorite team with friends. The yard is mowed, the lights are strung, and the grill is warming up. Whether you need to fill up your propane, get a new grill, or even a generator, out here, it's game day. And we're ready for it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
.403 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg talking Yankees facing elimination tomorrow. Jets and Giants, brutal as well. We'll get into the football. We got the NFL binge coming up at 4:30. We'll talk about that. But I just think the Yankees run the day because just how quickly it changed from the euphoria of Friday and the back-to-back wins against the Red Sox. And I think we knew that the Blue Jays would be a different animal, but I don't think anybody expected this. So whether you want to blame Judge, you want to blame the bullpen, you want to blame Boone, there's a lot of blame.
How do you
not
around. Start, to me, both starters not ready to go. Bullpen, absolute disaster. Nothing more can be said. And I'll add the caveat of, what do the Blue Jays know? They looked incredibly prepared. I mean, like, again, I'll say it, like they knew it was coming. That was a beatdown.
Are you suggesting that
like they knew it was coming?
That they've got a telescope out in the hotel in center field? Where
I'm not saying there's anything Astros going on, but it just feels like they were incredibly prepared for everything the Yankees were going to throw at them, literally.
If you remember.
And it's kind of crazy.
Andy Pettitte getting smoked, what was that, in Game 6 of the World Series against the Diamondbacks because he was tipping his pitches. And I think that what we've seen is it happens more and more, where there is so much work that goes in to these games that if there's any indication. Remember back in the day, I think when Tony Dorsett was on the Broncos at the end of his career, and I'm sure social media will correct me if I got the timeline wrong, that defenses figured out when he didn't have his mouthpiece. Remember, he used to hang off of the face mask, that he wasn't getting the ball.
Yeah,
and they were able to blitz because they knew there wasn't
a run, right?
Like, and things like that happen. You're like, oh wow, how smart they are. Do you know how much work goes in? So every time he scratches his nose, it's a fastball. They're going to figure it out, man. And I think that happens a lot. But sometimes guys just don't have it that day.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're tipping their pitches and they've got to button it up. You got to self-scout, right? If the other team can figure out that you're tipping the pitch, then you've got to figure it out before they do and correct it.
I'll ask both of you. If you were in a situation, and again, John Schneider has talked about this with the Yankees, and he wasn't saying it in a defaming way. He was saying it as like a tip of the cap. They're really good at, like, it's not stealing sign, but they know. They do the job. It's legal what they do, but they're good at it. And when they have guys on base, their hitters are even more locked in. They did it to Scherzer, if I'm not mistaken, when they met them last time.
Mm-hmm.
And he said they're good at it. So if you were in that situation where man, they're really good at reading our pitchers and giving signs to their batters, wouldn't you say, well, so we need then to have a countermeasure and make sure we're prepared too, like they are.
Yeah.
We got to get at their level when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I got a week off. Wouldn't you also put that kind of effort in?
You'd have
and then
to,
you see, hey, this really does work. So I'm not saying they did or didn't. I'm just saying way they smashed and mashed the Yankee pitching and the two starters kind of suggests to me they were very prepared.
Well, as long as they're not using garbage cans or telescopes or beepers.
I'm not suggesting any of that.
This is what happens. Sometimes it's rest, and sometimes, Peter, it's just the fact of, hey, I have nothing to do for the last week, so while you're playing with the Red Sox, we're going to sit there and go to work.
We figured it out.
We're going to watch every Fried start, and we're going to find if we can pick up something, anything.
Yeah, they knew who was coming. They knew it was going to be Heel.
Yeah,
they knew it was going to be Fried. They knew.
It's just so baseball players are so obscenely good at what they do, at which is the hardest craft. I think we all agree in all of sports. That if you're able to know if someone's tipping pitches, the fact that can allow you as a result of knowing to then rock them is just mind-blowing. You could tell us everything that was going to happen, and it would never make one bit of difference. How difficult that still is. But in baseball, they're all so good that any tiny bit – like, we didn't even give enough credit, guys, for how difficult and hard it would be to even do the trash can banging and make that effective and then be able to hit as a result. That's, like, impossible in and of itself. And, yeah, it's – but whatever it was, I know what Alan's saying. It did feel like something. How could it be absolutely everyone all the time the last 2 days?
That's it. That's all I'm saying, and I'm not trying to say there was anything wrong about it, but it definitely felt like they were very prepared.
As long as they didn't illegally use that information to get it to the batter, whether it was like with wires or some sort of if they just looked at it and saw it and moved that information to their hitters in a way that was legal, it's perfectly fine. I'm sure everybody does it. It just maybe this is just a case of, we had that extra bit of time while you're playing the Red Sox, we went to work. And the Yankees couldn't worry about the Blue Jays. They had the Red Sox to worry about. And as soon as they beat the Red Sox, they got on a plane, went to Toronto, and on that flight started doing work on the Blue Jays.
But to me, the one that was inexcusable was Gausman. He faced him 4 times. It was the 5th time.
Judge had good numbers against him, too. I mean, listen, it's...
And he's good. And he's good against them. He gives them fits.
He does.
But, I mean, you sort of... Usually when you see somebody that many times, eventually it's like there's no surprises anymore, right?
No, and
they look terrible in those at-bats.
Let's go to Brian in Rockville Center. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, man?
How's it going, guys? Thank God there was a commercial break, because those 2 callers before were 2 of the worst calls I ever heard.
It was tough.
It's that kind of day. It's going to be
that
way.
kind of day, baby.
You got Blister Boy saying that he can't pitch through a blister. It's New York. Got to work till he's 60 years old. And then you got Dave.
Yeah, we don't need to rehash. What do you got, Brian?
Thanks for the recap.
He wants to criticize commercial break because those 2 callers.
You got to turn your radio off.
Oh, we lost him. Yeah, there was something definitely wrong with the connection.
But that's tough, though. But that's a tough moment, because he's calling up and he's crushing other callers, and rightfully so.
And forgot to turn the radio off.
And then he pulls the cardinal sin of every 89-year-old woman who's never called a radio station before and has his radio on. It's unfortunate.
Let's see if we can have the day saved by our buddy Griffin in Connecticut. You're
Come on,
on ESPN
Griff.
New York. What's up, Griff? Bring it, baby.
Hey, guys.
I guess not.
I'm here. Okay. I'm just tired of blaming Aaron Judge. I really am, and I know he didn't step up when that moment happened. But there are two people on this team that I don't understand why they don't get blamed. Playoff G? Where's Playoff G? Apparently, Playoff G is not showing up right now because he hasn't done anything this postseason. And you know what? The guy hitting behind Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, hasn't done anything either. So if Aaron Judge, the reason they're not pitching to Aaron Judge is they know Cody Bellinger behind them is not going to beat them. His only really big hit that he had came when it doesn't matter. When you're down 12-0, he hit that 2-run home run. Whoop-de-doo! Maybe hit it when we're not down 12-0.
You know, we asked you to save the day, Griffin.
You did. Well done.
Very well done.
Those are the types of rants I'm looking for today. I want to hear everybody just let her rip.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here defending Judge. Rip him if you want, but I just why he is the guy.
Everybody's going after him, you mean, and not like the obvious,
and,
which is, once again, the bullpen has been hot garbage.
And I'm really surprised that Fried isn't getting more heat. I know he pitched well against the Red Sox, but that gave me no shot.
I tried to say it. Everybody, look at his eye. I was saying it. I was yelling it at the screen. He don't want to be there. Look at him. He doesn't want to be there.
No, he had a blister, man. Come on. You didn't see the blister?
No,
he was bigger than his head.
He never looked at his hand once. The game he had the blister, I remember he kept going to the finger and he kept like messing with it because he wanted the world to know I got a blister.
Oh, boy.
But that moment, you could tell. He's like, I want to be anywhere but here. Anywhere but here. And I told you, I didn't like the way he also let himself just get taken out of the game at game one against Boston.
That's a good point.
I did not like that at all. So this does not show me a guy he's got the, can I say it? Got the sack to pitch in the postseason.
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm
not sure
Michael
would say Cajonas.
Yeah, no, Michael would say cubes.
Cubes?
That's right.
Better.
I would definitely go see a doctor if I had cubes. They're supposed
by the way,
to be.
what a strange for a man who cares about language, for a man who cares about the meaning of words, Don. How could he be comfortable saying something that's blatantly say spheres then?
Yeah,
say spheres. Don't go cubes.
Jelly beans, something that actually makes sense.
The beans is a good thing.
Yeah,
the beans.
The berries.
Show me you got some beans.
But
I like that. God, why did I do that?
That's all right. You never know where you're going to go. Let's go to Lou. Way out in Rhode Island. How are you, man? Thanks for joining the show.
Oh, wow. First-time caller. Pleasure, guys.
Thank you.
I don't think you're going to like my call either, though. So I think it's I think it's a culture issue. So I feel that Hal turned this into a country club by giving Cashman a lifetime job. Boone being a player's coach, praising someone like Anthony Volpe when he's horrible in the regular season.
I don't disagree.
I don't think you're crazy.
That's not crazy.
I don't think this is a bad call at all.
No, not at all.
So far.
Keep going.
You got time.
Keep going.
And then you said a lot of the blame shouldn't go on Judge, but he is the captain. He is the leader. We see in the post games that, after a terrible loss, he's smirking and smiling, and I know that rubs the fans the wrong way, especially me. And I just think it's a culture issue. I don't see a Tom Brady or Derek Jeter. I hate Tom Brady. After a tough loss, smiling, smirking, he's jerked off. He's telling his players, "Let's go, guys! Come on, let's go." That's where I'm at with it.
No, I listen. I don't know if they heard what you said, but I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interest. I don't know if it's what you meant to say.
No, but maybe
it ticked off and irked.
I'm not sure.
If he was,
listen,
that's why he's smiling.
I think that was more for people watching a Jet game just to entertain themselves, but not during the game. But no, we've been saying that for a while too. That the lack of accountability when your general manager has a job for life. When Boone did go to the World Series last year, but before that, he had not gotten farther than Girardi did when he lost his job after the 2017 season. And, yeah, they do seem to coddle the players, at least publicly. All right, Volpe's going to get through it. We've got our best baseball in front of us. Now, when you hear country club, it's like you do what you want. I don't think it's that. I just think that they realize that, hey, I'm not going anywhere. Judge has got 7 years left on his contract. Stan had a long-term contract, not going anywhere. Where are you going?
Country clubs it connotates, it's like it's relaxed. Like there's not a ton of internal pressure. Externally, it's the Yankees. You're going to have the pressure. But they are so, and I know this for a fact, they are so concerned about the external pressure that comes with wearing that uniform and the demands and the expectations and the weight of the jersey. they are in that organization so aware of it that I think internally they almost try to do the opposite.
Yeah, they overcompensate.
Exactly.
You know what I wish? I wish, though, then someone could teach them a word. Michael Caine knows it well, and I normally wouldn't recommend this, but performative. If it's not in your way to be that way, can you just occasionally do something when things go wrong that make us feel like you're ticked off about it?
Well, but
and like they just Don, they haven't like read the room that the entire region watches them in a bad spot, wants to see. To the caller's point, you want to see, how many times, guys, do we see Brady just looking absolutely, you couldn't even look at the guy. And you could tell the receivers were scared of him, and no one wanted to talk to the guy.
You know what?
Because he was that scared.
What you're saying, and you'll never see it, is Judge after that at bat go to the dugout and go Paul O'Neill on the water cooler.
Yeah,
but that's not happening. Because it's not who he is.
The last time they had a player like that was Brett Gardner.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the last time they had a player like that.
Yeah.
But it's all by design. Like the caller that we like, Dave, who was now the worst caller ever. About what would George do?
Banners
what would
coming
George
down.
do?
Yep.
All of the fans want that accountability
so Moose,
that George did.
Moose is back. Moose is allowed to call.
And
yeah, Moose can call again. Thank you, Moose.
That doesn't happen. And I got to tell you guys, it's by design. Hal's smart. Hal's probably like, listen, I didn't like the atmosphere when my father was like that. Players didn't want to come here. Remember, Ken Griffey Jr. didn't want to come here because of how his dad was treated here.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, there were a lot of players. I don't want to play for the Yankees because there was a toxic atmosphere.
And Vlad Guerrero, what was his hatred too? Didn't that have something to do with the way they were treated?
I don't know.
Somebody was treated.
Was something that his father did.
Wasn't there something there?
When his father was a free agent or something.
Yeah.
Whatever the story was, but. It was when George was alive. It was like it was toxic sometimes, and a lot of players didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you're in the era of coddling players, it's probably by design. Hey, let's make this a friendly atmosphere. Let's make this a place where you're not getting ripped by management. It's already tough enough to be a Yankee, as Alan said. The media is going to rip you. We're not going to do that. So I think it's by design. But I do think when you literally see a general manager have a job for life, even though there's been times where even the voice of the Yankees, Michael Kay, has said this roster is flawed. There's a problem with this roster that the general manager is not held accountable for it. And you keep saying like Hal will come on if they lose tomorrow or don't win the World Series. He'll go on with Michael Kay.
It's a failure.
And he will talk his dad's talk.
We always believe.
But actions speak louder than words. It wasn't that George would go tell the Daily News that Billy Martin stunk. It was the fact that he fired Billy 7 times. Actions speak louder than words. Players got traded. Players got let go. Players got sent down. There was a level of accountability. So never mind the words, but when was the last time that happened? A player getting benched, never mind getting traded or getting sent down.
What you're talking about, right. And that I think when a lot of fans are frustrated and when they're calling saying Cashman's got to go, it does go beyond, I think, the GMing, the roster building and all that stuff, because moves he made at the deadline, a lot of them were good moves.
Yeah.
Right? Like there are again, the pivot from Soto, that was good. Going after Soto was smart. It's a bit beyond GMing. To me, it's when he has now too many tentacles around the organization to where the identity of the franchise, the attitude, how they approach the game, the analytics, the overvalue of analytics. Like, you have taken the soul out of the Yankees. And I just want you to be a GM. I don't want you to be the identity of the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. I think the soul has been taken out of this organization and replaced by a computer.
And when you say it's inexcusable and the mission statement is championship, and you don't win a championship since 2009 and just one championship since you beat the Mets 25 years ago, and yet the general manager doesn't change, and the only time you changed managers was when contracts expired, right? Like, it's a little different because it doesn't seem there's
that level
of accountability.
Bad? Why are the Jets as bad as they've been for the last 15 years? They've changed everything but what?
The owner.
Yeah. Say no more.
They've changed a lot of other things. Didn't make any difference. Let's go to Bobby. It's incarcerated Bob. You know, Bobby in Queens. Incarcerated Bob. What's up, man? Where you been?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you? I saw Bobby and Quiz. I looked down. No, this is incarcerated Bob. Let's get. Hey,
what's up, Bob?
Hey, man. I just had a call and talk about this judge narrative. Basically, my point of view is, yeah, you want him to be a little bit more clutch in these big situations, but these are short series, 3 games. Play 2 games versus the Blue Jays, 3 games versus the Red Sox. You're playing. You're up against the toughest pitches of those teams. Crochet, even early was dealing, except that 1 inning. Gossman, he never hits Gossman, but you want him. It's like Yankee fans. Anything the Yankees do wrong, like you said, what they give up? How many runs the first 2 games?
23,
17, whatever.
23.
Yeah, 23 runs, and you're blaming Judge. Judge is hitting 444.
Exactly.
Like, what do you want him?
No.
Do you want him to hit a 3-run homer every time? Well, he can't, because Grisham is hitting 120 in front of him.
So he's not on base.
Bellinger behind him. His protection is hitting 188 or 211, whatever it is. Like, these guys, like, he's not going to see a pitch to hit. Like, yeah, he chased. You know why he chased? Because he's not seeing pitch. He wants to do something. He does want to go. He does want to be clutch. But like you gotta understand the situation. And also, Barry Bonds did not hit in the postseason until the 1 year, 2002. He hit 8 home runs, 19 RBIs.
Yeah.
You know how many home runs he hit before that? In 6 other postseasons, 1. So what? You're gonna call the station, the radio station? Oh, let's get rid of Barry Bonds. He's not clutch. Guess what? Barry Bonds, best hitter we ever seen. These are short series. Like, it is what it is. All right?
Hey, listen.
It's a good call, Bob.
Bob,
it's a good call.
I will tell you, I was thinking about this the
Shut
other
up
day,
and
too.
worry about the bullpen. Worry about the bullpen and the dummy manager who keeps bringing in Weaver. Worry about that.
I'll tell you what, if Weaver comes into a game at Yankee Stadium in Game 3 or if there is a Game 4, if I was him, I wouldn't. No, don't let me go out.
No,
I got to walk out to the mound. They're going to kill me.
No,
he should wear a face
chance you put him out there. No chance.
There are times, because you know what I was thinking about? You know who the Judge equivalent is? Is Maddox. Greg Maddox. His number is not even close in the postseason. He was in the regular season.
That's a good one.
So good in the regular season. Like, it happens sometimes, but it is.
This is a tough one. But Don, in this year in particular, and Bob makes a great point about the combined average of the batters around him. But he's batting .444 in the playoffs so far in a limited sample size. Yes, you would have loved to have seen him get a clutch hit with men on base. But you're literally going to blame the guy who's batting over .400 while no one can pitch? I get the frustration, but to actually be a real fan, it's such a lazy narrative for your best player.
And Don said it earlier. It's amazing. We're going to do this to Judge. But nobody's saying a word. I have not one person said a word about Max Fried.
Nothing.
Dude, like,
what has he
shown you in 2 appearances?
The only person that called was an excuse. He must have a blister. He must be hurt.
And if you're going to do this miracle comeback, remember 2017 and how many players are on the roster? 1. But yet you want to be okay. Let's be excited for it. I'm hoping for it. But who's getting the ball in Game 5?
That's got to be him.
And guess what? What's your level of confidence when he gets that ball in that crucible up in Toronto?
What is your level of confidence you get to that Game 5 at this point?
Well, but I'm saying, if you want to hope for that, because we have to keep our optimism, and you should. They're still alive. Anything can happen. It is a true story. That is possible. But damn, to do all that, to go back to Game 5, and you're going to give that dude the ball?
Yeah.
6.75 ERA in 2 games? Okay.
The NFL binge is next. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get it on the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York, option required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters. But those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. But are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
The Fox Nation Patriot Awards returns for a new year.
Are you ready to get the show started?
Join host Sean Hannity and special guests and be part of the celebration live in New York. Tickets are available now. Go to foxnation.com/Patriot Awards.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not so great over in Westchester County, 287 westbound, cleaning up this overturned tractor trailer right after 684 in Harrison. Right lane is still out. You're jammed there from before the hutch. After that, not moving much at the Tappan Zee Bridge heading into Rockland County. Car fire right after the span. Delays go back onto the Westchester side from the thruway merge. Inbound Georgia, about 15 to 20 for the upper deck. Heading over to the outbound side, Cross Bronx westbound, a bumper-to-bumper ride from White Plains Road through to underneath the apartments. Still not too bad on the southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson heading over to the outbound George. Outbound Lincoln Orange about 15 to 20 minutes. Outbound Holland 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York. A dime dropped right down the chimney by Justin Fields to Garrett Wilson, and the Jets have the lead. Be at MetLife Stadium for the Jets and the Panthers on Sunday, October 19th at 1 p.m., presented by JetBlue. Get to the game early and secure the game giveaway, a JetBlue Jets plane magnet while supplies last. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
Here's the thing that worries me the most. The Yankee bullpen right now is in shambles. You have two pitchers that right now you could trust. Two pitchers. Devin Williams and David Bednar. That's it. Fernando Cruz is not throwing strikes. You either have to straighten out Weaver or you're in trouble because you can't win and get to a World Series with two relief pitchers.
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. This is the NFL Binge.
Jacob, you know. Wow. All right. Well, maybe I'm in my bubble. Hey, guys, welcome to the NFL Binge. On this Monday, October 6th, I come to you from Dallas, Texas, on my way to Perth, Australia. Nothing better than stopping in Dallas, guys, when your NFC East rival football team is playing great football. And you show up at that Dallas airport rocking your commies gear. Oh, it feels glorious. They still love that team down here, by the way, the Cowboys, in case you're wondering.
Did you miss what the Cowboys did? People are talking about Dak like he's an MVP. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. That's a real conversation being had right now in the NFL. Him or Baker Mayfield, who would you take?
I'll tell you. Isn't that crazy? The two names. God, football is a wacky sport. All right, let's get started, guys. Are in trouble. They were blown out at home by the Texans at 44-. Take a listen.
Got beaten every way you can get beat. Very disappointed with that. I did not expect to see that. Thought we'd play a lot better than that based on the way we practiced. And hats off to them. They played a really good game, made a bunch of plays, built a rhythm, really throughout the game. We did not. Just a complete disappointment. And we're going to have to find a way to turn it around and figure out who we are this next week at the bye and after the bye. We're going to have more than half the season left, and we're going to have to find ourselves. So
it's a good 2-point win for me. I needed that badly.
And it's my
only
loss.
You felt good about that, didn't you?
Oh, I needed that badly. By the way, I got hooked. Oh, just a devastating weekend for me. My picks weren't that far off, and yet only got 1 out of the 3, but at least I got a 2-pointer out of it. You could see this one coming from a mile away. They are beaten up. They are banged up. And the Texans were talking again, Ryan's well aware of the record head-to-head with the Ravens. This was the time to get them. He had his team ready for it. And they embarrassed them. You never see that. Baltimore, Ravens.
It's a mess.
Baltimore, no more.
It is so open for the Steelers.
No, it is.
And Aaron Rodgers.
But you know what's funny? It's like I was just going to say, the Ravens could still win that division, but you're right. For the Steelers, they have to look now and think, all right, because Cincinnati's cooked.
Yeah.
Right? Cleveland, nobody believes in Cleveland.
They're always cooked.
So, if you're Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, and you're Mike Tomlin, you're thinking to yourself, and if we just don't do anything stupid, we could probably win this division. We should win it.
Yeah.
But what's happening in Baltimore is it started with their defense. That is no longer the defense that we know, that we remember. Ray Lewis not walking through that door defense. And it starts there for them. Because you can say, well, they didn't have Lamar Jackson, but they have not been that team defensively in the better part of this year for sure. But really last year, it has started to turn there. That was their reputation. It's gone.
Yeah, they've lost who they are.
Yes,
but they do have a great quarterback.
Yeah.
With a chance to do some special things. But without him and the Texans, it's right there for Aaron Rodgers.
Really is.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
It's a great point.
I mean, it's only 5 weeks in, guys, but you never know. Steelers winning the division.
Oh,
it's there.
God. Meanwhile, Jets.
Well, how about the Eagles?
Eagles.
How about that?
How about the Eagles coming up short? Let's take a listen.
Broncos only rushing 3. Hurts should have all sorts of time. He does. Last play of the game. Floats one for the end zone. It is knocked around and batted out the back of the end zone, incomplete. And there are no flags.
You didn't see this?
And that's it. This game is over. What a comeback win for the Denver Broncos.
I know that.
So the last play that you got there on the call, it was a Hail Mary to the end zone. No flags. There could have been a flag on A.J. Brown against his own teammate. The two of them Smith and Brown went for the ball at the same time, and they were both together, and it looked, not that I think he did it on purpose, it looked like Brown knocked it out of his own teammate's hands.
I got to see this again.
Oh, it's devastating, but it shouldn't have come to that. They're another team that's funny. Like the Eagles have been winning these games with all these different blocked kicks and all this craziness. And Rex was saying it this morning on Get Up. They're trying too hard to be a passing offense because you have two receivers that have been doing nothing but complaining about not getting enough targets. You have Saquon Barkley. That's how you won last year. Don't get away from that.
17-3 entering the fourth quarter, and the Broncos and Bo Nix come all the way back. And once I saw that they were not going to cover that 3.5 points, I was desperate for an Eagles loss, and that's exactly what we got. Now, guys, my big game of the week was a 3-point play on the Buccaneers, and boy, did they make it interesting.
Wow.
The Bucs battled past the Seahawks in Seattle, 38-35 on a walk-off field goal by Chase McLaughlin, following an interception by Sam Darnold, who had so many good moments, but the brutal pick with 58 seconds left in regulation.
Chase McLaughlin. Can the Bucs win it on the road in Seattle? Spot down. This kick is airborne. It is logging up. It is good! And the Bucs beat the Seattle Seahawks. Tampa Bay 38, Seattle 35. And the Buccaneers come from behind in the fourth quarter again and score the game winner with no time left on the clock. The cardiac crew is alive and well in the Pacific Northwest.
It's amazing. This was not Sam's fault. This ball was tipped, hit somebody on the head.
Yeah.
That wasn't his fault at all. Devastating way for them to lose.
No, it's a bad moment. It's a bad luck moment late.
Dealing. The two of them, though, he and Baker, what was it, the 1 and the 3 pick, right, in that draft?
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep.
Oh, if only the Browns and Jets could find quarterbacks like this.
Just ask you guys a question.
Yes, dear.
I was about to ask you guys, where were those quarterbacks to start their careers again?
Yeah, if only the Browns and Jets could find quarterbacks
that could never get it right.
It's just amazing.
And then it was really cool to see because those teams came into the league together in 1976 wearing those uniforms. They both had the throwback uniforms. It was kind of cool.
Oh, Don, you were in love with that yesterday,
I
weren't
just
you?
love that. Yeah, I do.
Do you like that version of the Seahawks?
No, but the Buccaneers for sure.
Who's the
But it
quarterback?
was the feel. It was just
Jim
jersey.
Zorn.
That's Dave Craig, baby.
Dave Craig.
Well, I was going back Jim Zorn.
You're going Jim Zorn, yeah. Yeah.
Steve
No,
Largent.
I go Craig.
Largent's also
Kurt
the name.
Warner, the original.
But the
original C. Kurt Warner.
The way the Seahawk goes around the helmet and connects to the other Seahawk is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of. So what did we saying? It's a Siamese Seahawk.
Now, speaking of comebacks, Commanders got down 10-0 in L.A., and much like the Super Bowl against the Broncos, you remember what happened, Don, in the second quarter? The Commanders turned things around, and it was a breakout day, the official welcome party for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a.
Pistol look. Sinnott goes in motion. Builds the back. Here's the snap. Handoff Krosky-Merritt. Cuts to the edge. They're not going to get him again. He's a two-timer. He's in again. Bill Krosky-Merritt. Touchdown. Touchdown, Washington.
Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a. Bill, over 100 yards on the ground, 2 TDs, I think 40 or 50 yards in the air. And most importantly, guys, Jaden Daniels looked like Jaden Daniels again. Commanders get it done. No Terry McLaurin, no problem. And the Chargers have now lost back-to-back games in the NFC East. And boy, did that Giants loss age badly.
Oh, really bad.
I mean, really bad. We'll get to that, though. Sunday Night Football, the Patriots upset the Bills. I am out of the Survivor situation.
The heck?
I knew there was a chance. I knew there was a chance, but, man, just a classic AFC East situation, although it now seems the Patriots may have the coach, they may have the quarterback as well, and they even have the wide receiver. Stephon Diggs, huge last night. He was asked about coming back to Buffalo.
I was excited. I kind of spoke on it a little bit for like being nostalgic, doing the drive-in. Came in a different interest this time, but, I was happy about it, and I just was happy to be back playing football. It's easy to get kind of lost in the moment while you're out there, but just try to remain focused the whole time and, be there for my teammates.
12 targets, 10 catches, 146 yards. You think that was a little bit of redemption,
yeah,
right?
I think so.
Having that moment. But I tried to tell you guys before the season started about Drake May. They love him up there. It's all everybody talks about. He's the second coming. So, and then he's starting to show you that he is the goods. But Mike Vrabel was exactly the hire you make. New England went with an experience for a minute and then realized, no, we can't do this. And they brought in a guy with blood in the ground. Sound familiar? But
you love blood in the ground.
But this guy already has experience coaching somewhere else and having success. Vrabel's very, very smart. And it's personal for him because he obviously wore that jersey and won championship. So I hate to say this, of course, as a Jets fan, but guess who's back?
They may be back. They may
Guess who's back?
And
they're not going anywhere for a while now. Patriots are only going to get better.
And I've complained about this, Peter, and they say, first world problem. you got to stop with these jerseys that you can't see the numbers. Tirico said it during the broadcast. I don't know who anybody is.
You know, my wife said the same thing. She's like, what are these jerseys?
The NHL does it with these third jerseys, and I'm trying to call a game from like a mile out, and And listen, it sounds like, oh, done, complete. Well, I'd like to do my job. I'd like to be able to identify who's on the ice, and you make it impossible. Tirico couldn't tell who was who, Peter, last night, because the way that the
Wait. No, all you have to say is white jersey and silver numbers with no outline.
It's so
good
bad.
luck.
It's
Listen,
so bad.
And wait till it snows.
And Alan, you know we'd be remiss. We can't possibly do a story about Stephon Diggs without playing this.
Buffalo Bills went out and got who?
Tay Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Because everybody.
I would do it again.
It doesn't make sense.
I would do it again. You know what Keyshawn deserved?
That was Keyshawn, right?
Tay Diggs. I don't know, because
interesting to hear Stephon Diggs talk about coming in the wrong entrance, giving personal life.
Especially when you look at the Bills uniforms, right?
No, that's not. Well, that'll do it for the NFL binge. Explain to him during the break, Alan.
Oh, boy.
Explain to him during the break. That'll do it for the NFL
I think
binge.
I got
and we
it.
still, yeah. Well, you sure you got? Do you know everything going on?
I'll just.
He'll fill me in, but
take it home.
I took a stab at it.
Yeah, no, you could. Well, so did he. Now, we got to use this as a springboard to talk a little bit about the Jackson Dart and the New York Giants of it all, guys.
Yes,
that was not what you were looking for yesterday.
All right, so great NFL binge as usual. We'll take you up until 6 o'clock. Calls, some football, back to the Yankees as well. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 6, and then it's Dodgers-Phillies on ESPN New York.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now, ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Rick to bet on the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
So Blanderson Hooper says he believes that either Tirico or Collinsworth last night referred to Stephon Diggs as Tay at one point.
No way.
So I'm not the only one. Hey, listen, he's a popular dude, man. And the reason I said Tay Diggs is because he follows me, and he follows Alan, and he follows Peter, he follows everybody. So I'm sure he follows Tirico and Collinsworth on social media. So
it's a great point by you.
That's what's going on there. Now with the Giants, I don't know why I get myself so worked up. Because the season's not going anywhere. But I allowed myself to say, hey, we could beat the Saints, and it's 14-3. I'm like, oh, we're going to be 2-3 and at least have a little juice going into Thursday's game against the Eagles. Not expecting to win, but, hey, maybe you play well in that game. You're 2-4, but you got a reason to believe. And it didn't work out. Everything went downhill. 5 consecutive possessions, Peter, with a turnover. It's the first time that's happened since 2016. You want to venture a guess who that was?
Oh, I know.
In 2016?
I know.
The football Jets,
I know.
guess.
Yeah, that'd be the Jets, as they try to continue to one-up each other on how bad they can be.
No, you're not even in the stratosphere.
No, I get it.
You are nowhere near where the Jets are.
But yesterday was bad, though. I mean,
no, that's
to start off well again, the way they started off, to start off strongly again, score on the first drive. By the way, they're obviously very good at scripting the first drive for Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, I mean, Don, the fumble where he just laid the ball on the ground, it makes you want to tear your hair out.
No, listen, it's a huge mistake. And then the one interception, I don't mind. It was on a 4th down play, just trying to make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, it is what it is. You're a rookie. You're playing your second game, okay? Even if it's against the lousy Saints, you're going to have to live with that with a young quarterback, okay? There's going to be good, there's going to be bad, and you hope it just continues to get better and better as it goes on, okay? I saw Eli's first year, and it looked a lot worse than it did against the New Orleans Saints for Jackson Dart. But what bothers me is, even with everybody saying this team was going to stink, they circled the Saints as one of their wins. And you're up 14-3. You've got Rattler's never won a game, 0-10 in his NFL career.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So I can live with the quarterback making mistakes. What I can't live with is my longest tenured Giant in Slayton fumbling the ball, dropping a sure catch. Yeah, the flea flicker was awful. It was underthrown. The ball didn't get to Dart nearly enough time, but it was in his hands. Make the catch. But this defense, no sacks against the winless Saints team, no sacks, allowing big play after big play. I mean, come on. There's like so many things that should be a given. If I lose the game because Dart stinks, I can live with that. He's only playing in his second game. All right? Even Scatterbo, fumbling the ball. He's a kid. They're going to make mistakes. But my defense, who Chris Collinsworth said a couple of weeks ago, is one of the best pass rushes in the NFL, not getting a sack against the Saints, allowing a 86-yard touchdown pass. Come on, man. What are you doing? So if your defense plays the way it's supposed to play, maybe you still find a way to win the game. But if 5-0 turnovers, you're not beating anybody. But if it's about the quarterback, fine. I got to live with that. Young quarterback in the NFL is going to make mistakes, but come on, this defense has got to come up with some plays. They got to get at the quarterback, man.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that stat, the 0 sacks. I thought they would definitely be able to impose their will. Now, again, a lot of times when turnovers happen as a defense, you're already probably in scoring range, right? Like, so it's a much different approach, but that part's surprising. But I got to be honest. Like, I watched that. After the first Jet drive, I turned it off and I went right to the Giants exclusively. I was not going to go back and forth. I'm done. So I stuck with that game straight up. And I was they look good. He looks good. Everything looks fine. The turnovers, I don't know, man. I'm not overreacting. I think you can see the kid's got something. He definitely does.
Right.
Dropping the ball because he put it in one hand. These are little stupid things that they'll fix. Even Scatterbo, like the guy is just grinding. It's just
the Scatterbo one really happened. It's basically a punch out.
It was an unbelievable play. Like even Slayton, I can't kill him. He's trying to get an extra yard. Like he's just trying to dive, and that got knocked out too.
But you see, Alan, the givens have to come through. All right, you live with the rookie mistakes.
Yep. But it was all over the league yesterday.
I understand.
Turnovers all over the league yesterday, the fumbles and stuff.
But the givens have to take place for this team to do anything.
But Don, you know what? You're not there yet where you start being frustrated about a loss because of mistakes that you thought should have been a win. Because what's it going to cost you? Nothing. You're not making the playoffs. You're not that team.
Yeah, but hold on, but Alan, they got nothing yesterday, though. Nothing. They didn't take a step forward with the quarterback. They didn't take a step forward in any direction yesterday.
I disagree.
You think yesterday was a step forward?
I still think the kid. There was things he showed you that he just knows. He went for a 20-yard run all off of the recognition of I'm under pressure. He moved a few people.
He did that. He did that week one.
And No, he didn't run for 20. He didn't run for 20. He ran for 20.
We had a touchdown for 17 or whatever.
Yeah,
but that was the longest run from scrimmage they had
this
all
run
year.
was, and he slid, by the way, which you learned.
That's an improvement.
I'm telling you, when you watch him in the huddle, when you watch him in the pocket, when you watch him, they had him throw 40 times. There's no reason for that. It's not what they should be doing. But I still confident in what I was looking at, that looks right. Turnovers and stuff are maddening, and it'll make you crazy. Don's right about the defense. Those guys, there's no excuse that you guys didn't have an impact on this game. Should have. Or a bigger one, I should say.
Right.
They didn't. But I did not walk away from the game thinking like, the Giants, they're a mess. They're poorly coached. None of that. I looked at that like just one of those games for a team that knows they're not that good. You do not
sound like a
yet.
Giants fan. You sound like a Jets fan watching the Giants.
Okay.
I don't think Giants fans walked away from that game feeling I didn't see anything negative in this one. This is just another game. Don, these are
negative about the quarterback.
No.
Negative about the quarterback.
I agree with Alan about the quarterback. You got to live with that.
Hold on. But you had a deeply positive experience with the quarterback, or it was a whatever.
Well, no,
it's another week. Now we wait and play another week.
I saw some good things. I mean, I saw a couple of bad things.
Now you're worried.
Like I said, the flea flicker was underthrown.
Yep.
He threw a couple of picks. He had the fumble. But these are going to happen with a rookie quarterback.
Yes.
It's like the Yankees, where judges shouldn't be your first thing to complain about. Jackson Dart shouldn't be the first thing you complain about. What you complain about is the defense that's supposed to be a given, giving up big plays, not sacking the quarterback. I mean, these are the things that stink. And it's not nothing though. I will say this. Because what's supposed to be a lost season anyway, the owner said he wants to win games. So if you're in the camp of, I want to be able to keep Shane and Dable, so that I have the structure moving forward with Jackson Dart. You may not have that luxury because the owner did not give these guys contract extensions, so wins are going to be important. So if you're all for just blowing it up, okay, that was probably a step in the right direction for you. But if you were hoping that maybe we had a coach and a general manager and that maybe we can move forward with Dart being a part of the process moving forward, that takes a hit, Peter, because if you can't beat the Saints, well, then you are going to win 2-3 games, and they are going to blow it up.
But that's why you guys are misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jackson Dart had a horrible outing, and now I'm not excited about what his future could be. I'm saying everything else that happened around him was so bad that it doesn't help you in further evaluating him and building anything moving forward. Yesterday was a bad loss. That is one you absolutely have circled 3 times around that you're going to beat the Saints.
I agree with you. I am not going to get on Dart.
No, that's fine.
And
I
Dart
agree with
obviously didn't help the cause by the turnovers, but that's why I said if you're trying to beat the Saints who hadn't won a game all year
at home.
All right, you have a
the
quarterback
that's never beaten anybody.
Right.
All right. And now you can't. So if you can't win that game, I mean, listen, the Charger game was great. It was on sheer emotion, and maybe the Chargers aren't all that because now they've lost 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're definitely it's official. Now you're on your way to that 2 or 3 win season. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Are they going to ride with a coach after another miserable season just so that they can have the quarterback's continuity, or are they going to blow the whole thing up and now have this young quarterback? No matter what he does this season, have to go through another head coach, another offensive coordinator, and maybe another general manager.
And how well can you even develop him over the course of this year with this group?
And I don't think he's enough of a given because again, he wasn't drafted in the top 5. He was the 25th overall pick. So nobody's ever married to the 25th overall pick. So if he doesn't play well, will he get a chance here? Like if they bring in another general manager and a coach, might be just like what happened with Rosen in Arizona. It's like, I didn't draft this guy. I didn't trade for him. I want to bring in my own guy. And then you're starting all over again. So if you believed in Dart, I don't think this coach is very good. I'd like to give the general manager a chance, but the more you lose, they're not going to get that chance. And it's another wasted season, and it might come at the expense of the quarterback that you were actually excited about. Yesterday sucked, all right? And the least of it was their quarterback. 1-800-919-3776. Speaking of that word that I just said, more of it to continue. Not the radio, but what we're talking about. Because you got the Yankees, and we didn't even really touch on the Jets, which is hot garbage.
We don't need to.
But I present to you Mr. Alan Hahn.
Yes, and I want to tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter because they remodeled a bath in my home a while back, and they did an amazing job. We absolutely love it. We updated this bath by our pool. We converted a tub into a shower. Yeah, they do that. They rip out the old tub, they put it in the shower, and what a difference it has made. It was so great. How about this? My sister, she has a renovation going on right now. She called Bath Fitter. Bath Fitter consultant took us through the process with their free in-home consultation to pick out the style, color, and all the specifics and accessories to update our bath customized just the way we wanted it. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations. So they have their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit, which is done in 1 day. It's easy to clean, durable, and you have no demo or no mess when they're doing this. The best part, it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, you get a lifetime guarantee. What's better than that? Now, right now, even better. No money down, no payments or interest until 2027. You can trust the Bath Fitter team just like we did. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. Know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
The city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports. ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Pretty bad ride over in Westchester County. Still working on this overturned tractor-trailer on 287 westbound right after 684 in Harrison. Right lane is out. Bumper to bumper there from the Hutch. You stay on the brakes westbound, trying to make your way into Rockland County at the Tappan Zee Bridge. Just picked up that car fire right after the span. Inbound George about 5 to 10 for both the upper and lower decks. Worst of it's the outbound side. Cross Bronx westbound. You're crawling there from the Bruckner through to underneath the apartments. Outbound Lincoln Orany about 20 to 30. Outbound Holland 30 to 40. Jammed over on the Grand Central eastbound in Queens. Crash blocking the ramp to the Whitestone Expressway. Add that to the volume delays. Go back onto the Bronx and Manhattan legs of the Triborough. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys.
It's Tully time. Tully time.
It's Tully time.
No locals tonight.
Thank
but we
God.
do have Dodgers-Phillies, game 2, right after us here on 880 at 6 o'clock, and that'll be followed by the Cubs and the Brewers. That'll be joined in progress. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. So the Giants lose, and the Jets, I don't know what you say. I mean, they told you. I'm sorry, it's the same old song and dance. They told you. Don't even look here. We're not ready. It's not done yet. The dinner's not done yet. Go back to watching. Don't even watch this season. They told you that. They said it. No, but you guys had to say, oh, no, we can win 7-8 games. We got the talent.
7 or 8.
And now they're 0-5, and what are you doing? You're tearing them a new one because they didn't live up to your expectations. And the one thing I'll say about the Jets that we completely overrated, I'm as guilty of as anybody else. Oh, there's talent here. Oh, if we get the right coach, the right quarterback, listen, you got nice players, and I'm not saying you're talentless by any stretch of the imagination, but you're not a good football team. Not yet. And maybe you got the coach. We'll see. But it's tough to watch. And what you are wasting, though, is at least the Giants are going to be brutal this year, but the hope is at the end of the rainbow is going to be a shiny new toy in Jackson Dart that you can get excited about, that you can build around. Justin Fields isn't going to be here.
No.
Right?
Nor should he.
And now you might get the first overall pick in the draft because already you're eyeballing, Tank. What's that website? Tankathon or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Tennessee won and New Orleans won, so you're the only winless team in the NFL.
At least there's no lottery to screw that up.
But I don't know if Arch Manning's going to be all that, and I'm not sure there's going to be a great quarterback. But, hey, listen, you might have the first overall pick in the draft because that's worked out in the Jets' history so well. So I can understand your frustration. But, please, all the people, and I'm going to name names, but you know who you are. Oh, this is the worst Jet season ever. Oh, they're impossible to watch. I get it, but, dude, you're the same people saying they're going to win 7-8 games. That's on you, man. That's on you. Because if you built yourself up because, like Alan says, the blood in the ground. We got Aaron Glenn, and he might be a good coach. But the reason they dumbed it down was because they knew that they weren't going to be good. They got rid of Aaron Rodgers. They wanted zero expectations. They went and got Justin Fields because you have to have quarterbacks on your roster. It's kind of a rule. You don't want to go and run the Wildcat every single day because they wanted to soft shoe it, have a brutal season, not tanking, but just, hey, I want my head coach to learn. I want my offensive coordinator to learn. Both are wet behind the ears. And just go in there and we'll eventually figure it out like Detroit did with Campbell and Glenn and everybody when they were brutal, and then eventually they're playing in the championship game. That's the end game. But you guys said, we can win 8 games. That's on you. The Jets never said that. They never gave it any indication at all they were going to be any good. Any good. But the one frustrating thing, Alan and Peter, is that Michael Kay had a great line. Glenn ran his campaign going in. He ran on this. We're going to cut down on the mistakes. We're going to cut down on the penalties.
That's the issue.
And it's the same old song and dance.
To
Turning
me,
the ball over in the red zone, committing dumb penalties. And, by the way, the first team in the history of football, and they've been playing football a long time, to be 0-5 and not turn the opposition over. How do you do that? In this league where they're handing you the ball. Some running backs and wide receivers are dropping the ball before the goal line.
They throw an intentional safety for you.
But not to the Jets.
What you said there about it's to me always what it looks like. Because the record's the record. Like if you're just not talented enough, if you're not good enough, that's one thing. If Fields kind of you're seeing if something clicks, and if it doesn't, you're just kind of stuck. It is what it is. It's the fact of what it looks like. It's exactly what you said. With Glenn talking about new sheriff in town, how we're going to be a disciplined. This was an undisciplined team last year, took too many penalties, and all the stuff that they were going to eradicate. And it got worse, not better. That's the stuff that gets you frustrated, gets you mad. That's the same old Jets. That's what gets you disgusted. Is that you could be bad when it comes to you can't win. And like week 1 was I joked about the moral victory. Everybody was so caught up in that game. The moral victory. How it really looked good. Boy, if they could play like that every week. Problem is, they're playing like that every week.
Yeah.
And you're not going to win that way. And I try to that's what I try to tell people. Is like, did they win the game? No. That's the object. It just always looks like they aren't ready to play. That like defensively, they overrun things as if they're shocked at what just happened on that play. And so they're chasing after things almost like it's like out of panic instead of structure, which doesn't exist. Steve Wilkes shouldn't have a job. That's number one. Because this defense has way too – Don, you could say they're not a very good – that defense has too much talent on it. Now on Muji, it's Brandon Stevens. That's a bad signing. Terrible. But defensively, there's enough bodies there that you should not look this bad defensively. Offensively, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody wanted to believe that this was your quarterback. I kept trying to tell you, it's a reason why he's on his third team in 3 years. It's not a lot. There's not a lot there. The guy can't throw. And guess what opposing teams know? They know he can't throw. The bigger problem I have with Justin Fields is at the line of scrimmage, when have you ever seen him move people because of what he sees the defense doing? When have you ever seen him just stop and point out something and tell somebody to come over here a little bit, move over here because that guy's coming? How many free runs from an outside edge has happened to him?
Yeah.
Because he has no idea it's there. And the linemen don't know. They're lined up. They have their assignments. Guy's got to pull. He's got to get somewhere. Well, he's never getting there, so I got to bring somebody over to give me some protection. It's just not there, man. It's not there. And so this is what you're living with. But the penalties and the mistakes and the turnovers and the lack of turnovers or forcing them, those are all the fundamental things that you can then point to coaching and say to yourself, is this team being coached well? And the answer, obviously, right now is no, it's not.
Don, I'm just glad Aaron Rodgers is gone. You know what I mean? Just glad we solved that problem.
Like that was the very first thing that was done.
Had to.
Was to get him out.
Do it.
But
yeah,
but
had
again,
to make room and get.
That's what Glenn wanted, and I'm sure Woody wanted it too. And this is what happens now when you're Rodgers.
That's what bad franchises do.
Well, Rodgers isn't here now to be the one that takes all the criticism. Now somebody else has to, and who is that guy?
Well, like I
It's
said,
Aaron Glenn.
I harp on it. They were telling you, don't even look. Go shopping. Go do
I
something
agree
else.
with Don.
Because, again, there's nothing but Cowboy fans in the building. They knew that. Home games against the Steelers, home games against the Cowboys. There was a reason why there was almost zero promotion. There was zero talk. The only thing that frustrated me was like Glenn with the tough talk about the penalties. That ended up looking bad.
Yep.
But they didn't hype it up. They went out and got a quarterback that it was they thought would at least be serviceable, but that isn't even the case. And you just hope that this is a case of it gets worse before it gets better. That's what you have to hope for. But for both local teams, Pittsburgh Steelers are in first place. Who's their quarterback? A former Jet. Indianapolis Colts are in first place. Who's their quarterback? A former Giant. Right? How do we continue? We're the Seahawks above 500. Who's their quarterback? Former Jet. On and on we go. Well, the only thing that's aging pretty well is Geno Smith has not been good with the Raiders.
Not this year, but he's
not this year, but he's already done his damage. Like so,
Raiders have
that's
other
frustrating.
issues.
And no matter what, do I think Peter for a second that Daniel Jones would be doing this with the Giants? No, I don't. Same reason why I didn't think that Saquon Barkley would be doing what he did last year with the Giants. But when you look at Daniel Jones, and mark my words, he's going to be comeback player of the year. And how does Indianapolis not go to the playoffs? How do they not? They're scoring north of 30 points a game. All right, they're 4-1.
Yep.
How does that look? That you're searching for the quarterback. You traded back into the first round to get a quarterback, and the guy that you had, that you weren't sure about, you were half pregnant on because you gave him a 4-year deal, but can get out after 2, is now tearing it up in Indianapolis, tearing it up.
The better part is at least the Giants have their quarterback. When you look at the big board, and Mel Kiper has done his I don't know if it's come out yet, but it should be soon, his quarterback rankings for next year's draft. The Jets right now would be the number 1 pick, right?
Yeah.
This is not a year to be the number 1 pick if you need a quarterback.
Well,
there's
the good news is they need a lot of other things too. So
no, but I mean, when you get
but isn't it hard? But every year you wait without figuring out the quarterback.
Well, and how many
you just don't know what the future is.
Well, and we all remember the year that the Jets decided they were going to win a game and didn't get the number 1 pick, got the number 2 pick, and ended up not getting the best quarterback available.
Yeah,
this is the opportunity to get your guy is here. And, of course, it has to be in a year where it doesn't seem to be a really good draft class.
I mean, we don't know how long this slow burn is going to be. Maybe you'll get another crack in 26. It's just frustrating. And
God help me. It's tough, though. And for a Jet, I don't know how you could possibly have any optimism. And they're not firing the coach. That's not happening. He's got to go through this, and he's got to figure it out. But you're seeing I don't think he knew how hard this was going to be. And everybody will point. Remember what happened? Dan Campbell. They were 0-10-1. Like they took forever for them to get their first win. And once it caught, but it takes a while. This is going to look worse before it gets better.
But all I'm saying for the tank crowd who just lose, it erodes, it corrodes, it diseases an organization.
That's a good point.
He might be a good coach, but the more he loses, he starts losing confidence. Right now, I'm sure Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner are saying, God, I re-upped with this team.
You hear all
how
this stuff.
How long is it going to be now?
Breece Hall, you got to hear them. They sound after games now. They just sound lost.
It's and it eats away. So throw seasons away, get the draft pick, lose game. God, sometimes you just got to win for your own psyche. You can't work this hard every week. They're right now on a plane to London, and they're going to land in London tonight. Peter, you've made that trip.
Oh, sure.
Tired, fatigued. Disgusted with themselves and how they played, and prepare to take on a Bronco team. Now, listen, anything happens in London, and wacky things happen, right? But right now, it doesn't look like it's a really great matchup for the Jets. Fly all the way to London, prepare, lose, fly all the way back. Like, it just gets to be too much. It just kills a team. So as much as you want that shiny new toy with the first overall pick, even if it was a year that you had, the next generational quarterback.
But still, isn't it so typical, though? Isn't it so typical that the year they could end up
that
with
you could
the
actually
number
get
one
it.
pick. It's a year.
We'll see.
But yeah, you don't know.
There's no Cam
and you don't know where
Ward.
we'll land in
There's
January. There may be someone people are excited about.
There's no Joe Burrow.
I got it because of recent history. I've got to preface this by saying I'm joking. But watching that Cardinal-Tennessee game, boy, that did not look on the up and up. That's like if you told me there was a game on the board yesterday that wasn't on the up and up. I don't know if you saw it, Peter, because I know you were traveling. There was a lot of bad
Did you see
football.
how the Cardinals lost that game?
That was unbelievable what went on in that game. The turnovers.
All I saw in the Tennessee one was the wacky turnover touchdown that won it for
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
The wacky turnover touchdown.
No.
But then, dropping the ball at the
game
1 yard line
should have
again.
been 28-6.
Murray taking a snap off his face mask.
Well, and of course, the drop at the 1 yard line.
The drop at the 1 yard line.
By the
way, who plays? Anybody out there that plays football? Please tell me why this is in that culture.
Yeah, why is it so?
Why is it in the culture of football that you don't like when you get just to the line? There's some swag about.
Is it like dropping the mic? Is that what it is?
I don't like. What is?
I have a theory.
Where
though.
did it
I have
come
a theory.
from? And if I'm a coach, I don't care if you cross the line and you get credited for the touchdown, then you flip it. No, I'm still fining your ass. I'm still fine. Like, you got to break those habits. This
I have
happens
a theory,
week
though.
after week in this league. What's
I
the
have a theory about that specific one.
What?
After watching that replay a few times, this is no excuse, by the way. This is just my theory. After watching it a few times, guys, I think he felt like he was about to get caught, and he almost was throwing the ball out of his hands like, look, I scored. Like, he almost was going to – I think he didn't realize how close the defender was to the end. And almost acted as if by dropping the ball, it meant the play was over. When it's like, no, you have to get into the end zone, guy.
I mean, I'm not going to rule it out.
Can you imagine a worse nightmare?
Whatever the alternative, whatever my counter to what you just said would be just as stupid. Right?
Yeah, there's nothing you can say.
But that play in particular has happened consistently. It happened the week before. We have seen this over and over again.
It's got to be dropping the mic. It's got to be something like
I can't understand.
Because a spike I get. You're excited. You fired a ball down.
What's the swag? What is it?
I don't know. I don't live in that culture.
Put it up in the air if you want to run
forward. I'm not a kid anymore.
What are you flipping it for?
I don't know why they think saying sus is better than suspect. Do we lose years in our life when we take syllables off?
Oh, everything.
No, but I don't. But it's cool. Say, man, that's sus, man. That's cool. I got no things that we said.
This play has
my
happened.
Father was stupid, but
this play, a version of this play has been happening.
So there
forever.
must be something among the youth of America that thinks dropping the ball is cool. So the only thing I can think of, being the old man that I am, is there something like that? Your drop the mic moment, like I scored, boom, I'm dropping the football. Can you at least wait to get in the end zone?
I don't. I think we're almost giving it too much.
Then just complete. You're just dumb. I just hate when the answer's stupid. Because then that's too easy. I would like to I would like to give people more credit than that.
It's ass a 9, ass a 10, ass 11, ass a 12. It's the dumbest thing you could do on a football field. And there's a lot of dumb things you can do.
I know,
but giving up 6 points for swag is the dumbest thing you can do.
I mean, a bat flip, it irritates the other team.
But they don't take the home run away.
And maybe we see where the ball isn't out. But I could also see, all right, it kind of looks money. The bat flip kind of looks cool. So I see the end game there. All right? I see the end game in the spike. And even though I think it's stupid, everybody running after an interception, going 100 yards and, taking the photo in the end zone. But dropping a ball and you couldn't wait the millisecond? Like, not only do they want to do it, they can't wait to do it.
Right.
So it must be whatever.
Step.
There must be a certain percentage of people that think it is the absolute coolest thing.
It can't be.
That they just can't stop themselves from doing it, and they can't wait to do it.
It's dumb.
Listen, I know I'm old, but I don't care.
And also, Don, also 2 things. One, you teased us with another thing that you said something's going on in football, and you wanted to tell us what it was.
Oh yeah.
And number 2, I know we've talked about this already quite a bit over the course of the season. Another moment on how insane the field goal thing is. It truly is now that 55 is the new 45.
Forget it.
It's unbelievable.
If the NFL, honestly, the NFL should have extra points be at the midfield. And why not, right? But what I was going to say,
certainly 40 feels reasonable for an extra point at this point.
Since we're on the
insane.
topic of just how bad football is right now, not just in New York, but if you watch these games, how many point deficits were blown and how many penalties and how many turnovers. And the excuse always was, going back to Steve Young, was that, well, this is extended preseason. They only play 3 preseason games and they don't do 2-a-days anymore. But it's been going that we've got rid of 2-a-days a decade ago, okay? And we've played 3 preseason games now for 3 years. And it seems like we're going deeper into the season with bad football and really bad teams, epically bad teams. And I was thinking about it. You know, when the NHL expanded to 32, they asked the question, is there enough talent to fill these rosters with 32 teams? Well, the NHL is taking from North America and Europe. In basketball, they only got 15 guys on a roster, and they're taken from Asia, they're taken from Europe, and, of course, North America. And baseball, they're taking it from the Caribbean and Asia. Where are we getting talent in the NFL?
Texas.
Honestly, nobody outside North America plays it. All right? I know they're trying to expand that, but I'm sorry. I would say the rosters are overwhelming 99.9% playing in the United States and a few from Canada, right? Not every high school has a football team because it's really expensive. I would say of the 4 major sports, Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, I would say participation's the NFL's football's probably 3rd. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, organized football. I'm not talking about playing a Nerf ball on Eckings Avenue. I'm talking about playing football. Right, as much as kids don't play baseball anymore, every high school team has every high school's got a baseball team. Every high school's got a basketball team. Not every high school is a football team, and I've got to fill 32 teams with 53 players, not counting practice squad. Is there enough talent in the world to fill all these rosters? So we're talking about no 2-a-days, not enough preseason games, yada yada yada. Are there too many teams? Are there too many roster spots? Is there enough talent to fill these rosters, Peter, compared to the other sports? When you're not taking from the same pool. Like you joke Texas. That's where they all come from. Texas, Florida. Baseball's similar, but at least baseball could take from Asia and the Caribbean. Where are we getting all these football players?
It's a really interesting point. I've never heard anyone describe it that way.
I never heard anybody say. I was thinking about it over the last couple of days, and I'm like, how am I wrong? Everybody loves football, but how many people play? Honestly, in this room now, how many of you played organized football? I'm not talking about throwing the ball in the backyard. I'm talking about wearing a helmet, shoulder pads, having a game plan, practice, play. How many? There's 5 of us here. How many did it? At any level. How many?
I'm at 0.
I'm at 0.
It was senior league before I went to high school. And then Don Bosco Tech didn't have a football team. We couldn't afford it. We didn't have a football team. So of the 5 of us here, I have not played organized football since I was 13 years old. But we all love football. But baseball, we all played baseball. Mm-hmm. We all played basketball on some level, right? So where are these guys coming from? And you brought up a good point. You're like, well, there's not that many skilled positions, but you still need skill to play a position. An offensive lineman may not be a skilled position, but it takes a skill to play.
But it's taught. Like, again, you find the big kids, the 6'4" kid who's 300 pounds or 280 pounds, they're going to teach them.
Right.
They're going to.
That's the sport for
they're
them,
going to find that's what you do is you find those guys, you find the runners, you find all the different. And you can teach certain positions. There are some, though, that you really have to have a working knowledge. Bart Scott says all the time that the league now is dumber than it's ever been. He's like, the athletes are better. But what he watches, decision-making and reads and the inability to read, he's talking about linebackers like himself who, all right, I know what he's going to do. I know this. We watch film. We know what they're doing. He's like, there's not enough guys in the league now from team to team that can do that. So I don't know how to – I mean, it's a really interesting observation you made because you would think the percentage of Americans per professional league, the NFL has got to be by far the largest out of the 4 majors, right, by far. But yet it's what skill positions do you really need as far as a true talent, where it's mental and physical, quarterback, probably a middle linebacker. Right? Think about that where you really have to know plays and understand, think like a coach on the field. everything else is taught. But the physicality of that sport,
I know.
like you have to have all that.
But you got to have the brains to do it, too.
Well,
$1 million arm, 10-cent head. You always heard that. And there was probably back in the day where you would cut a guy because he just didn't have the acumen to do it. But can you afford to cut the talented player now?
And I don't want to, like, it's the one sport, though, where really, if you think about it, skill-wise. In baseball, if you can't hit a ball, you act like that's easy to do. It's not. Hitting a ball. Hitting a pitch ball is one of the most difficult things. So you have that. In basketball, if you're short, very little chance. So you have to have that just built in physically, right? Hockey, if you can't skate, you have no chance. Right. Zero chance. So football is the one sport that if I can run as fast as I can and into another human being and knock him down, and I like it enough to get up and do it again, and I don't need like 2 seconds to catch my breath.
Yeah, you're a psychopath.
I got a shot.
Real quick, also, after this week, we asked last week, who do you 100% trust in the NFL? I think we had the Bills on that list last week, right?
And the Eagles.
You still 100%?
I 100% trust the Bills.
You just lost a home game. Now, listen, I think the
100%
Patriots are
trust
better.
The Bills.
100%. You 100% trust them?
100% trust the Bills.
The team has never been
Alan,
to a
you are filled with bad football takes today. I got to tell you.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. His Giants take was bad. He did. That loss is fine. That's not one you worry about. And now you 100% trust the Bills?
Okay.
He's got remote
after
muscles.
yesterday?
We'll see how it ages.
Wow, he's got remote muscles today.
He does, doesn't he? He knows he's going to be far away for a while.
He's a big D, and he's swinging it down there. I'll tell you what, good for you.
Okay.
100% trust the Bills after yesterday?
Versus who? By the way, versus who?
But that's not the question.
No, what do you mean?
The question is, do you trust them in a big spot to not poop the bed like they did last night?
Trust does matter when you talk about against who. Because if it's just trust what? Trust to do what? Trust to beat anyone else? Yeah.
To beat the
look at the landscape of the league right now. Who's your killer? The Ravens are dead.
Dead as can be.
Joe Burrow gone. The Chiefs
dead and gone.
What are they? We'll watch them tonight.
We don't know. Detroit's looking.
The Chargers? We thought they'd be good. Where are they? The Broncos, they have a good defense early in the season. Let's see how that ages.
This is why I
said
man. A lot of bad football. 1-800-919-3776. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 6 o'clock, and then it's Dodgers-Phillies here on ESPN New York.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino.
Download it.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484. Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit sunyempire.edu before the next term begins.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey 80 westbound, jammed heading over to exit 48 in Fairfield. Crash out there. You're backed up for about 3 miles. Still looking really good at the inbound George, just about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Not an easy ride heading over to the outbound side. First on the northbound Deegan, a crash on the ramp to the Cross Bronx involving a tractor trailer. Traffic squeezing by on the shoulder. Delays go back across the Triborough and up onto the Bruckner. Not much better on the West Side Highway northbound. Broken down car right after 96. That is you solid from the 50s on up. Outbound Lincoln will run you about 30 to 40 minutes. Outbound Holland 45 plus. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
All right, in case you're just joining us, only on until 6 because we got the Phillies and Dodgers game, too, as the Dodgers came back. Teoscar Hernandez with a big 3-run home run to win that game, won in Philadelphia after it looked like the Phillies were on their way to a win. So let's line up the calls here, 1-800-919-3776, and let's talk, let's see, who do we go to? Let's go to Wayne. Up in British Columbia, one of my favorite places in the world. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Wayne?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
I'll be up there in January. Want to get coffee or something?
Hey, where I live in the Okanagan, we rarely get snow in the wintertime, believe it or not. So come on up and we'll take you skiing and then golfing the same day.
Perfect.
Hey, I appreciate your call. I am a regular listener, but a first-time caller. I'm a huge Jay fan, but I'm not there to rub it in. I'm the exact opposite. I was listening to Michael Kay earlier this morning. I couldn't get into his show. But some, I'll use it politely, moron called hammering Aaron Judge, just trashing him like crazy and saying trading. You know, we'd take him anytime. You know, he's arguably one of the best 2 hitters in the game. Yankees wouldn't be there if it wasn't for him. And, you know, I compare him to Vlad Guerrero's regular season. You know, Guerrero was expected to get all these home runs, and at the beginning of the season he didn't, but he was still putting the ball in play, hitting the ball, getting some ribbies. Well, you know, if Aaron Judge had guys in front of him on a regular basis, yes, I know he struck out with the bases loaded, he'd be getting the ribbies. You know, he's putting the ball in play, he's hitting it, he's not getting the dingers yet, but, you know, he's I say the best hitter in the league. And so for that guy to take it like that, I was absolutely amazed. I think that guy, when he comes off his medication, he might think twice about that, what he was saying.
You got to understand something, Wayne. There's a certain standard that Yankee fans have for their players, and it's about the postseason. And there's no other team that is measured that way in baseball because nobody else has 27 championships. And nobody recently has won 4 championships in 5 years like the Yankees did at the end of the 1990s. Jeter's got rings. A-Rod even got a ring at some point. Reggie, Mr. October. Yogi Berra with his 10 rings. All the greats, with the exception of Don Mattingly, have rings. And let's be honest, love Donnie Baseball. He's not Aaron Judge. So it is odd to have somebody who is looked upon as the best in the game wearing pinstripes doesn't have a ring. But it's even odder that Yankee fans are eviscerating him as the reason why they're down 2-0 in this series, considering that they've given up 23 runs.
Yeah, I feel like today is the day to vent. I don't feel like I don't think this is the popular opinion. I think for some fans who take this stuff so personal, a weekend like this is embarrassing. Embarrassing. And, remember what Winthrop said, the range of emotion from Friday to today.
That's incredible.
And so some people can't handle that. They feel, you let me down. And he's the easiest target because of who he is. And then he had that at-bat that we're never going to forget about.
It's a bad at-bat, and he's got a bad history.
And so, and his reputation precedes him. So, just get it out of your system, but deep down you don't really feel like that. Like those who are trying to just kill Aaron Judge or what would George have said and all that stuff.
It's a bad timing.
Get it out of your system, but deep down you don't feel that.
Because Don Mattingly is beloved in this town, beloved by Yankee fans. Probably the only Yankee that is loved to that level that never won.
Never got to
they
the
blame
playoffs.
the Yankees for that more than they blame Donnie Baseball because the one time he did make the playoffs, he raked against Seattle.
Yeah.
But it was a different time. The Yankees had not won a title since 1978.
Yeah. They were just happy to be there.
Judge comes along after the team won, 4 championships in 5 years, and they won in 2009, perennial playoff team. And it's easier to make the playoffs now than it was during Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly didn't have a wild card till the final year of his career.
Don, he's supposed to be the next one. That's the feeling. You're supposed to be the next one. You're supposed to be the next one, which means it's your turn now to be the Ruth, DiMaggio, Mantle, Jeter.
Yeah,
that's
it
your
was
turn.
easier for those guys.
And he hasn't lived up to it yet. And so now people are going to get more and more frustrated every time they fall short, and he's going to wear it because he's the face of this. And that's, look, like I said, that's all it is. He's going to wear it. A lot of stars go through this, especially in New York. You're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
You're going to carry it.
Alex heard about it, and I always thought it was because Alex
heard
was
about it.
homegrown, and they went out and got him, and how many championships are they going to win. But, it's not – they don't win at the clip they did back in the DiMaggio and Mantle and Berra days. They don't win at the clip that they're in the Jeter days when it was the same teams going to the playoffs every single year.
But it doesn't matter. It's just you're the next one. I don't think people want him to win 5. They just want him to win.
Yeah,
you got to get one.
Point.
It's been 8 years. You got to get one.
Well, Neil asks an interesting question. He's in the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Neil?
Hey, Neil.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I love Judge. I love him to death, but the Yankee standard is World Series or bust. And unlike Don Mattingly, Aaron Judge do have the pieces around him to get that accomplished. That being said, if Aaron Judge does not win one World Series when he retires, where will he rank in Yankee lore greatness?
Well, he's not going to be up there with the I don't know how many numbers you want to go through. He's
well,
not
just
going to
go to Monument Park. Just go to Monument Park.
But he's going to end up in Monument Park.
Right, but where would he be among, like he's saying, ranked? So you go to Monument Park.
He'll be the next rung.
20 years from now, 30 years from now, father takes his kids to Monument Park, and they go through all the Yankees. Is he spending any time at Judge's plaque versus the names I just said before?
It is amazing. But you know what? What happens? Let me ask you this.
Because he hasn't had a moment.
All right, but
what's the moment you're going to tell him about? Oh, when he hit 62 home runs? What's the moment?
It still could age. First of all, I think it's way early to say he's never going to win a championship. He might win a championship this year.
We're living in the moment
right,
now.
But, living in that moment, you just said 20 years from now. Well, what if 20 years from now the Yankees still haven't won, and the next great Yankee hadn't won, and the
next great Yankee wasn't nearly as great as Judge,
right? And we're talking about a 30-year long drought of championships. Then maybe they would appreciate Judge, because Judge was just among many that haven't won since back in the day of the 2000s. I don't know. Or if the next guy comes and is only half a Judge but wins 3 championships in 7 years, you know what? He'll be the next great guy. I just think it would be a shame.
I don't like this world. I don't want to know this world.
It would be a shame if Judge ends up doing what Judge does but doesn't win, and you're taking your son to a game in 2040, and Daddy, who's
the guy with 99?
There's a monument here that they haven't cleaned in a while, and there's bushes in front. Who is this guy? Oh, that's Aaron Judge. He was just some loser that never won.
I don't know about that.
Well, no,
but can we the focus on Judge? We all agree is wrong, right? Even though I think people are venting, but I still don't understand why Max Fried is just getting a pass. Why is he getting a pass? He's been good all year during the regular season. His history precedes him as well.
And that's
as a guy that doesn't know, right?
It's the homegrown guy. Usually it's the homegrown guy that you give the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. It's the guy they got during the offseason, the difference maker that didn't come through.
Highest paid left-hander in baseball history.
It's just a narrative. Judge is just it's everything about Judge. He's a specimen, right? He's bigger than every other baseball player. He's got number 99. He just looks like a cartoon character up there. And it's just odd that this is the narrative. It's weird. And yet, we're talking to people. These are the same people screaming he should win the MVP. You cannot go without comment. Judge, no matter what happens, there's got to be conversation around him because of everything he represents, how big he is, the number he wears, his name. Right? Aaron Judge. He looks like he's 7 feet tall. He wears number 99. You know what I mean? I know. How do you not comment? Something's got to happen with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I just look at the pitcher who looked like he didn't want to be there in a big spot for his team.
Right.
Didn't want to be there. That doesn't sit well with me.
Judge gobbles up the room, man.
No.
If your name's Wee Wee Yo-Yo and you're 5'10" and you're 130 pounds soaking wet, you know what? Give me a drink. Give me a drink, kid.
I'm going to Baseball Reference now. Wee Wee Yo-Yo.
but you know.
Yeah. When did he play again?
In 05.
It's definitely somebody that played in the aughts, right? You got to play in the aughts with a name like that. 1-800-919-3776. More of your calls. Also, Jay in the Bronx wants to apologize to his wife on the air. I got to hear this story.
Oh, boy.
Don on Rosenberg till 6, and then it's Phillies-Dodgers on ESPN New York.
It's DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Jets stink. Prescott loads up. Pickens hand fighting into the end zone. Touchdown. Giants stink. Ball came out. Howden's going to go the distance. Yankees stunk this weekend.
Bases loaded for Guerrero. Here's the pitch. Swing and drive. That ball is way out of here. Second deck. Grand slam.
I mean, what do we have here?
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% PBT. That's right, you can get in on the action with a 30% PBT this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/K to bet on the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% PBT. That's right, you can get in on the action with a 30% PBT this Monday night. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is the Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same-day and next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. Jay Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
The Fox Nation Patriot Awards returns for a new year.
Are you ready to get the show started?
Join host Sean Hannity and special guests and be part of the celebration live in New York. Tickets are available now. Go to foxnation.com/Patriot Awards.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
Here's the thing that worries me the most. The Yankee bullpen right now is in shambles. You have two pitchers that right now you could trust. Two pitchers. Devin Williams and David Bednar. That's it. Fernando Cruz not throwing strikes. You either have to straighten out Weaver or you're in trouble because you can't win and get to a World Series with two relief pitchers.
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids, KARS, Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your...
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team.
Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
All right, let's get back to the calls. 1-800-919-3776. Tessa in West Caldwell. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Tessa.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for taking my call. I appreciate you guys.
Always.
Listen, I'm one of them fans with my hands in the air. Like, I need some help. Like, I really need some help because at the end of the day, the debacle with the Yankees and then on top of that with the Giants, like, I just don't understand what the Giants done. It's like, why can't we do anything consistent? Like, we can't even be consistent trash. Like, they give us glimmers of hope one week, and then the next week, it's like they're dumping piles of manure over us, and it's just like, we're like, what's going on? Like, I just don't understand. And I think I just keep saying the same thing, guys, every week. Why can't we make in-game adjustments and halftime adjustments? Everybody thrashes us the second half, i.e. the Saints, because they make the adjustments. And I'm starting to, and I just don't understand. I'm really starting to feel like this is 1,000% on the coaches. It's because of the schemes, the play calling. They don't have it. They don't have it. And now it's like Jackson Dart. Remember, I've never been a huge fan of starting him now. I was with you guys, like maybe 6th or 7th week. Now I feel like this guy might get thrashed because I feel like they're going to be putting him in predicaments that he shouldn't be in. I just don't understand why we're this terrible. Like, we're undisciplined. We can't do anything right, and I don't understand it. We have the pieces. We have talented pieces. The blow with Malik is catastrophic, but we can still do okay. Why can't we just – we need help. I don't know. The flag is waved, guys.
Well,
the
listen,
flag is waved. I got a headache.
Here's what I would focus on, Tessa, and that is you live with the mistakes from a young quarterback and a young running back. You hate to see Slayton make the mistakes that he made as a veteran, but where's this defense? Like I said earlier, your givens have to give. And if you got one of the best pass rushes, according to Chris Collinsworth, and maybe he was hyperbolic, there's talent there that should be able to get to the quarterback. Abdul Carter was the 3rd overall pick in the draft. What was Thibodeau Peters, 7?
He was up there.
You had a big trade to bring Burns here, and Burns, for the most part, has been good. They bring him over from Carolina, and we all know how good Dexter Lawrence is supposed to be. So this isn't, I think these guys are good. These guys are supposed to be very, very good, and they're all playing on the same defense that did not sack a Saint yesterday. A quarterback that had not won an NFL game in 10 starts.
Hey, that's Spencer Rattler.
That's right. And he was 0-10, and his first win of his career is against the Giants. And you know what his friends are going to say is, well, maybe eventually you'll get a chance to beat an NFL team. Now let's go to Danny on Long Island. You're on ESPN New York.
Oh, guys, there is much anger in the air.
Why not?
Really,
Why not?
It's all deserved. Listen, by the way, speaking of the Yogi Berra era, 70 years ago yesterday, the Bums won their only World Series in Brooklyn. The key moment of the game, the greatest catch in World Series history, Sandy Amoros robs Yogi Berra of a game-tying double in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Crazy. The World Series was over on October 5th.
Imagine that. If you don't believe me, Google it. But nobody summed up the day better than Griffin from Connecticut, who took it up to an octave that I didn't think it was.
Did we get a drop out of that, by the way?
Oh, I hope so.
My dog started barking.
Right.
It got wild. But listen, I agree completely with you about the Giants. Mistakes of inexperience, trying too hard, doing stupid things. But the kid threw 2 red zone touchdowns from inside the 10-yard line. That's a key level of growth. Some people never have that ability to throw those tight windows. Everyone can throw the ball between the 30-yard lines. The game is designed to be flag football. It's when you get down tight that he did that. But can we just take a minute to mention the greatest moment on television yesterday of football, when the Buffalo Bill fans stole the ball on live television, and Tirico announced it live. It was tremendous. I don't know whatever became of that, but that was just tremendous football.
I just saw it, Danny. It was one of the best things I've ever seen, because they'll take the ball from you, and what an incredible item to have, a ball you caught from Josh Allen if you're a Bills fan. I loved
further information. We got to find out what happened. But listen, and lastly, Peter, I agree with you completely. Having lived through the Steinbrenner era, I'm older than anybody. George Steinbrenner is a punchline on Seinfeld. He was a complete buffoon, a bad guy, and they went longer under his reign, from 1980 to 1995, without being into the World Series than any other time in their history. I know he was George. We all love the whole thing, the English leather look, but he ruined the team. Just think of the Frank Costanza rant. You trade Jay Buhner. It was true. It was so funny because it was true. So I agree with you completely. What would George have done? George would have traded Judge 3 years ago because he went over 4 in one game, and we would have missed out on it. That's what George would have done. He would have ruined it.
Yankee fans, Danny, I've always said this, have morphed the 2 Steinbrenners into one like Super Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
All the meanness, all of the accountability, the ripping in the players, a lot of that came during a time when the team wasn't any good and they weren't run right, and he kind of messed it up. And then the Steinbrenner that laid out and let his baseball people do the job, and they won 4 championships in 5 years, and they've morphed them together as if it's the same human being.
Let me interject. No. What everybody remembers now is the Steinbrenner from the late 90s, when the team was already built and already good, and he would have his little press conferences and say things, and the players were just like, that's cute. They didn't see him as that guy anymore because nobody had to worry about him doing things, and he still would go out, though, and write big checks to bring in big-name guys. He's the guy that, had Roger Clemens, right, in the owner's box. Like, that's the stuff that everybody remembers. That legend. They forgot about the guy from...
they weren't around for it.
From the Bronx Zoo era, right? They don't want to know about him because not enough people are old enough to remember that, and nobody wants to think about the guy through the 80s. They want to remember the old man who was funny. You know how it is. The old man on the neighborhood, he used to be, like, mean. Yep. Now he's just funny. That's all that is.
I forgot. I wanted to honor the T's. Jay in the Bronx, what's the story, man? You got a little time. Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, so real quick, I got to apologize for my wife, Crystal. We have a 5-day-old. I was holding her. She was sleeping. We had people from her church home, including her mother, my mother-in-law, her mother. I went into a complete nuclear profanity-laced rant when Breece Hall dropped the ball.
In front of church people?
In front of the church folks.
I understand completely. Jay, I understand, man. Go ahead, though. Go ahead, finish.
It was funny to the guys, but, it wasn't funny to her. So, Crystal, baby, I'm sorry. I lost it. I went nuclear. We already agreed I'm to watch all sports events in our little guest house. I'm not allowed to be, especially if there's visitors. But I'm still in the doghouse and thought this might be a good
5 days is tough. That's a tough one to get up from, Jay. We appreciate you.
Wow,
5 days old.
I respect you, Jay. I respect this.
And we are honored that you use this platform to apologize.
Well, we love you guys. We always listen, so I know I texted her and told her I was going to do this. She hasn't responded back, obviously. But
you're getting the silent treatment, and rightly so.
We need her to call tomorrow.
We've been there.
I don't know what's – Jay, thank you for the call, and good luck.
Let's get her to call tomorrow.
We need her to call to find out what she has to say
Unless
about
she
this,
wants to call on that guy
the
Thursday.
5-day-old, they don't know up or down.
But you can't have that kind of energy around a 5-day-old.
That's
sleep.
That's bad. But the church folk that were there.
Listen, they need to know. It's a football game's on. They need to know. You got to know. You're walking into my house. A football game's on.
Especially if it's
anything
a jet
can happen.
Game, really.
And the Jets are on. The Holy Ghost can't help that franchise.
Well, I think what the Holy Ghost, that's not the problem. It's the deal that Namath made with the devil.
That could be it. We need an exorcism.
What was the expiration?
This house is clear.
That's weird.
Can I get Griffin one more time before the show?
Yeah, we got to get it clean.
Whoopie-doo! I mean, that's going to be around for.
I don't know what was
a
accomplished
long time.
today, Peter. Maybe very
Griffin.
little. I don't know. But if that's all we accomplished today, that's a successful show.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Did you guys see the photo I just sent you, by the way? A glorious moment in my household?
I got to see this.
I sent it to you.
We're up against it.
Well,
but
we need to let him rip tomorrow even more.
Well,
just keep calling, get the frustration out.
Peter, I know you've got a lot going on. Best of luck in your travels, man. We'll be thinking about you.
Hey, listen, I hope I come back to more Yankees baseball. We shall see.
We shall see. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, we got baseball coming up. Phillies, Dodgers right here on ESPN New York.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's